soul, then God help you. Yeah, I'm a man with no answers. Yeah, man with nothing to lose. If the devil takes my soul, then darling, may God help you. Yeah, I'm a man with no answers. Yeah, man with nothing to lose. If the devil takes my soul, then God help you. Yeah, I'm a man with no answers. Yeah, man with nothing to lose. If the devil takes my soul, then darling, may God help you.
Coming to you from the award-winning Final Third Cigar and Whiskey Lounge, PCA's 2024 Best of Leaf Midwest Cigar Bar, Indiana's exclusive Aladino Cigar Lounge, it's the Final Third Podcast.
Are we ready?
Full send,
Let's
Rob.
go!
All right. Well, welcome back to the Final Third Podcast. I'm Rob,
I'm Will.
I'm Heine.
I'm Scott.
I'm Mike.
I'm fucking pissed.
and we are missing one. We have Trey Mack was supposed to be here on the show today, but he flew Allegiant, and apparently they didn't care much about him. So
Thanks,
The deep
Allegiant.
state
Does
saw his
Allegiant
flight plans.
they don't care about anybody.
The deep
no.
state saw his flight plans. They're like, yeah, he's not talking online.
That's exactly
That's
it.
right.
So we were talking about doing conspiracy theories, and I think that's the first conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
They
don't want Trey
one.
Mac to get
They, and when we say they, we mean they.
Right.
They,
Yeah.
them.
Because everybody
They.
knows who they is.
Yeah, exactly.
We all know who they is.
They, yes.
It's
There's actually a
CBS.
TV
You know who it
show
is.
called They. Yes.
It's the government. It's the government.
So he'll be here later, but he's not going to be on the show today. So we'll probably have him call in at another point.
Yep.
But I'm ready to get started.
But we still
man.
have. Oh, I need a bourbon. I need to cut a cigar and
bourbon?
light. Let's get going.
We got a lot to talk about today, even without Trey Mac here. So
Yeah,
it's going to
yeah.
be a good day.
I think it is going to be a good day.
So we're going to start off with the unavailable right now, Cameroon Reserva from Aladino.
Come in and not buy these now.
Not right now. Hopefully they'll be back. But
Come in and don't try this.
this is a 100% Cameroon cigar. First time it's ever been done. Justo and Julio did a great job on the cigar. And so we're going to celebrate on Aladino Day.
He's going to laugh that went your water.
I was aiming for it.
It kind of looked like it.
This is good stuff.
Yeah.
This is going to be a good day, even though Scott's having a bad day.
It's not that I'm having a bad day. That's the funny thing. It's not like it's a bad day. I just woke up and was ready to choose violence. And I don't really know why. I don't know. You guys ever have that happen where you like wake up and you're just like,
Any day that ends in a Y.
something is in your crawl and you can't get rid of it, and no matter what you
Your eyes
do.
open to Limp Bizkit. Just give me something to break.
Exactly. I got Rage Against the Machine playing over and
Everything
over
is
and
fucked.
over, right?
Everybody's
I'm Bulls Operate!
I woke up from a dream that where a gang of Hispanic guys was trying to kick my ass.
You're so racist.
Again?
Again, yeah. Wow. So I woke up a little chippy too, and I said,
think we meant to
gotta
start
calm
today.
down. My heart rate was a little elevated. It was a little weird, but
I think we meant to start today with the members only side.
Yeah,
We did, but I don't
Yeah.
think we need to now. We can just finish the event up now.
that's right. We're just gonna
We're
go.
just airing it all
You know,
today.
if he happens to get here a little early, then we'll just do the members only content with Trey
Yeah, we'll
Mac.
just do a Trey Mac.
We can just leave everything set up.
That's a bang up idea.
yeah. So hey, guys, this is what we've got today. I picked this up last Sunday. This is Southern Star Distillery out of Statesville, North Carolina. Big distillery, beautiful
Statesville?
grounds. Statesville, yeah.
It's a weird name.
Don't think I've ever heard of Statesville.
Yeah, it's right off of I-77.
It's right next to Winchesterton Fieldville.
I know where I-40 is, but I don't think I know where
Not too
I-77
far from
is.
Winston.
Home will wash your sister's sauce.
Okay.
So they do a lot of source contracting for other brands like Horse Soldier. They're
Oh,
doing
okay.
Horse Soldier now. And this is
Didn't know that.
let's see if I can get my glasses off without losing everything. This is a cast strength Kentucky or North Carolina straight bourbon whiskey. This is a wheated single barrel, and this is the Founders. I thought this was the Founders Select. Yeah. So these were selected by the owners. This is clocking in at 112.8 proof. So
Good. glad
I'm
we started low.
actually excited to try this because of the fact that it is a weeder. And, I feel like the last year we've really kind of had our minds changed.
Oh, yeah.
yep.
Guess what,
On the
guys?
Weeders.
We're Weeder fans.
By the way, the cold draw on this cigar was as close to
wanna
raisin
pour for
bran
me?
as I've ever
I
had.
was gonna.
I'm so glad
comment
you said
this, a
raisins.
Sweet raisin.
Sweet raisin with that
Raisin
brandy
note,
thing
yeah.
going. Yep.
Thank you.
I'm so glad you said that.
I don't know why I had you pour
This
it for me.
packaging reminds me of the 15 stars?
Yeah, similar,
Yeah, it
right? It
does.
can
Yeah.
be confusing. Their column still has to be 40 feet tall. It's
Really?
huge. Yeah. Huge
That's-
column still.
That's big.
Like what
Huge
Chad's
okay.
doing.
Huge doubler.
Hey, I heard there's a place where there's a couple column stills that are really big that are available for sale, or probably will be soon.
I heard that.
Might be able to get them cheap.
Oh,
It's originally like $250 million, and now they're on the hook for
Well,
2.2,
so I'm curious
and they
if
can't
they're
pay it.
gonna. I'm curious if they're gonna be selling that as a whole. If they're gonna be parting that out.
I don't know. That'll be interesting.
Well, it's not a 98 Accord. It's a
Well,
It's a $250 million distillery that decided to go tits up.
so we're talking about this distill. Where is it? Was it in Bardstown?
No,
North
it
Carolina.
was south of Lexington.
No,
a
not
little
this
bit,
one.
yeah.
Oh, the
Closer to
Garrett
Georgetown, I
County.
think,
Yeah, Garrett County Distilling.
Yeah.
They started building in 2020, so it was like right as COVID was
hit,
starting, right?
yeah.
So that's why they kept it quiet because I hadn't heard of this. They were sued for $2.2 million in October, and yeah, guess what? They don't have any money. So
They spend it all.
Contractor put a $2.2 million lien on their property, and now they're closed. So if you want to buy a distillery that's done, all you have to do is pay off their debt.
So yeah, so I guess Lisa Wicker, they had
Yeah,
hired
Lisa.
her. to
Yeah.
run the
That's the only reason why I knew what that place
Yeah.
was because of her, because she posted, which I think we talked about last year when
did, yeah.
she posted it that she was going there. And we
Yeah.
were like, oh my God, no way.
Yeah.
And then we were like, what the fuck is Garrett County Distilling? And
Yeah.
then never heard anything else after that. And I guess that's
Yeah.
why. But
Trying to figure out what
yeah,
I'm getting. in
going
this
back to the
whiskey.
North Carolina.
It's
So this is, you said this is wheat.
Yeah.
And they're doing the distilling, and it's all their own stuff, and
It's
they're
all
doing
their own
contract
distill,
distill for other companies as well, which is awesome out of North Carolina.
What was the age on
Love
this?
that.
Did say.
Didn't say?
My palate's not
trying to
ready
figure
yet.
out if my palate's messed up or if there's a weird note I'm
You
getting
get-
right now.
I'm gonna have to get like 2 or 3 sips in
I was
before I
gonna say,
can
you're gonna
really
have to-
kind
That's what I'm
of.
trying to
clear
do.
off the Waffle House. For
Yeah,
right,
we had Waffle House
we
for
went to
breakfast.
Waffle House, which is really good when you chose violence. When you woke up, you're like, "Fuck yeah, let's go to Waffle House. Let's
it on."
Yeah, who's ready to fight?" And you could just look around there and you could be like, "That dude over there." You know, it'd be like Grant sitting over there on the couch and he's sitting at the bar and you're at a table and you just look over him and he looks at you and you're like, "We're at Waffle House. It's time. Drop gloves and go."
You want to go?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Scott walked in the door in his jersey, singled out one guy, and he was like, set the tone.
Sounds like
He walked
the
in the door,
Kachuk
just threw
brothers.
his gloves down.
I think this is really good wheated bourbon for,
Soft.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's
And
soft,
like-
but it's got a kind of a bright. The only thing I can think of is red. It's got a red note.
It's got a red note.
It's got a red
There
label.
is something
It's like a red
citrusy.
fruit or something in there. I'm getting. I can't figure
I
out what it
get
is.
like, I don't know what the age is, but I get a fair amount of like sweet oak on the nose too.
Mm-hmm.
that I
Yeah,
kinda like
yeah.
a lot, you know?
I was gonna say almost a. To me, there's kind of this unique note in Brazil nuts, and I feel like that whatever that unique note is might be on the nose here.
Okay.
But I get that. It doesn't matter what wheated bourbon it is. I get that catch in the back of the throat, kind of burn. Not really a burn, but a spice level. That I
Yeah.
always get with
There's
wheaters. Yeah.
there's something that comes through with them.
Yeah, and it's there. But,
Yeah.
you know, I think that when it comes to wheated bourbon, I think I like column still, cleaner distillate.
Over pot.
Yeah.
Than I do a pot still with wheated bourbon. I don't know.
Yeah,
I
I feel
could
like the
see
flavor
that.
profile stands out more in a column than it does a pot still.
Yeah, I think it gives it more depth.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it is cleaner. I feel like
Yeah.
it strips some of that grainy notes out that you can really overpower a wheated bourbon sometimes.
I do feel like there's grain on the nose with this. That's I can't figure out. Like I said, the Brazil
is.
nut thing. It may be just grain that's kind of masking as
I'm
a little
getting
bit
it
of a.
heavy on the palate too. Not just
Are
the
you?
nose. Yeah.
Maybe,
But it is clean and nice.
maybe OT.
Maybe no, not oats.
You're going to put them over
oats.
the edge.
Yep.
Yeah, you're just
It's-
poking the
you're
bear
poking
now.
the bear.
Don't poke the bear.
It's more couscous. No.
Gonna go ancient grains. I'm getting a little amaranth in this.
This is really good, though. I really like this. I think this is fine
I do too.
for
What I like about it is it's unique. I've never had any.
because I think
wheat
a lot
whiskey
of like
tastes
the
this.
craft
that?
distilleries that are putting out wheats are kind of have that like funkiness.
Yeah.
That kind of have this like really weird, like you said, kind of weird finish in the back of your throat. Like, and I
Or
can't.
they'll end up like full barnyard.
Yeah.
I don't dig it.
I don't want to choke on hay. I just
Right.
I
Yeah,
can't
don't
do
do
it. So this one's pretty soft on the finish too, but it does have that red fruit kind of thing.
Yeah.
Almost citrusy too.
So
but
they have their core line is the wheated bottled and bond, a high rye bourbon bottled and bond.
Okay.
Standard bourbon, like a lower proof, like maybe around that 90, 86, 90 proof. And then they have a rye bottled and bond. And the rye was pretty good. It was definitely not. It was a bourbon drinker's rye, if you will.
Nice.
You know, like
Not
little
Not as
too.
much spice or
sweetness
dill.
to it.
Yeah, not a lot of the mint or any of this. Heavy spice. I'll say I'm finding it really pleasant with this cigar because sometimes wheat can go very sweet for me,
Yeah.
and this one is balanced.
It's
The
not
retro.
aggressively sweet. at
No,
all.
it's not.
The retro on this brought out the grain note that was in here.
Yeah,
It brings it out, but it doesn't make it over the top.
I would
It just
agree.
kind of rises it to the top of the palate and leaves it there for a second, and then lets it.
And I
drain
do
off.
feel like on the retro, I get just like the tiniest little bit of kind of grassy note, not in a bad way,
Yeah.
in a nice, pleasant, fresh kind of
So,
way.
yeah, I would say, is it better than William LaRue Weller? No. Is it better than Maker's Mark Cask Strength?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it
Somewhere
better
in
than
the middle.
every other Weller on the planet except for William LaRue?
Yes.
Yes. Yes, it is. Mainly because I don't like all the other Wellers for the most part, but that's personal preference.
That's a fair
Yeah.
assessment.
Yes.
I'm with you, man. Like,
not a fan
I
either.
thought in my head I had this affinity to like 107,
Oh,
You went back and tried it?
but I'm blinding them now, and it's terrible.
Start drinking.
See, dude, and 107's like the only one that in the past that I've actually thought, okay, I might like if that's what I got access to, that's fine.
Yeah.
I'll drink it, but I don't care for Weller.
Yeah.
I mean, and people that just want to buy the green label and are selling half-gallon bottles for like $60, and I do not understand it. I think you are so bought into the name and you are so colored, and
Can't say
actually,
Yeah, I can't say that.
you know what I mean. Rose-colored glasses, so
Yeah,
to
there you go.
speak, right?
Yeah.
If you want the whole, phrase. But yeah, I think people just get wrapped up in it. Look, they say it's the same mash bill as Pappy. Well, guess what? It's one of the 3 mash bills that Buffalo Trace uses.
So is
They only
everything
have
else.
3.
I was gonna say, yeah.
And if you have any questions about what the difference is and like does it really matter, go back and watch the 2 shows that we did where we blended or did the tasting of your 10 barrels.
Yeah.
It was 1 mash bill. All the
Same fill
exact
date
same
and
thing.
everything. They were
Everything is
exact same
close to
juice.
possibly the same chars on the barrels, everything the exact same, 10 completely different whiskeys.
So, while you're talking about Buffalo Trace, let's talk about Hacienda for a minute. And let's talk about this. So, Antonio's getting,
He's going to be getting
Is it
something
Buffalo
special.
Trace?
it is something from Buffalo
It
Trace.
is Buffalo
What did you
Trace.
think, though?
What-
When
yeah,
you
what
said
did
it,
you think?
was
I
your
thought it
thought?
was going to be a stag pick.
Man, that would be really freaking cool if it was. Close. Not really. But
Not really. No, actually, it's not close
It's
at
at
all.
Buffalo Trace, so
Yes.
close.
Okay.
He's getting a straight from the barrel pick.
A full barrel.
A full barrel.
Are you kidding me?
No.
So,
Wow.
He's getting a full barrel, and he said, what, September, October?
yeah.
I've never heard of a straight from the barrel single barrel pick.
Right.
Well, I guess it is a single barrel because it's bland.
Because it's
But I've
blends.
never seen a
Yeah.
pick,
Right.
though. Like, I've never
I've
seen
never
it.
seen a store pick of that.
Right. So,
He's
he's
getting
getting
his-
a
I'm trying to
barrel.
figure out which of his tequilas he's getting to get all the Buffalo Trace stuff.
Whatever
The
Buffalo
cheapest
Trace
one
makes.
possible. He is taking whatever.
What tequila does Sazerac make or sell? I don't know.
No, the question is, what do they sell in the 5-gallon bucket? Because I guarantee that's how the quantity that he's buying is like.
Yeah.
He has a storage
Yes,
unit
I
somewhere
have,
full of tequila.
yes, I need 4 skids of 5-gallon barrels of or buckets of tequila.
So did you guys like lobby to go on the pick?
He already did it.
Yeah, it's already all.
Yeah, he already
I don't
did.
even know if it was
I'm not
him that
sure.
was doing it or if
He-
like the
yeah,
distributor
he
was doing
said
it.
Like Jack, too.
The
They don't
distributor
Yeah.
reached out to him and took him to Buffalo Trace. So I'm sure he got to taste through stuff, but I don't know if he like picked this barrel or if it's like what Jack
I
Daniels
mean,
did.
Think about the big names, right? Big Red, Rural Inn,
Yeah.
Crown. I mean, I've never heard of that.
Dude, he's leaning into this package. stuff.
That's insane.
That's
Like-
awesome.
And he is leaning into selling bottles out the door.
Yeah.
More so than any restaurant I have ever been to in my
Oh,
entire
we were there
life.
Thursday. There were people in and out at the bar getting 2XO and some. He's got
Buying
a small
bottles.
batch up there, just buying bottles.
Yeah. Once that drops, we got to keep this on the DL.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone listening
Too
to the
late now.
podcast, do
It's
not
already
repeat
sold.
this.
Yeah, it's already
It's already
sold.
sold out, yeah.
Yeah, there's 25 bottles right here.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I'm
Yeah.
thinking also if he's getting the entire barrel, if he wants to sell off a couple cases for us to promote them,
And sell
I'll
here.
throw it out there, especially if he's got his logo on the label somewhere.
Well, go
Yeah.
talk to him.
I will.
He
So
probably
we were
would.
there. What was this, Thursday? We went there for dinner, and he came over and told us about all this. And then he brought over a bottle of the
Whistle Pig 15.
Whistle Pig 15 farm stock rye.
I didn't bring it
And
in.
dude,
Is it good?
It was surprising because
Okay.
some
It
of the
was.
Whistle Pig, like the 10 and 12, they're
Yeah.
mid, not worth the price what they are.
Right.
This one, I would say still not worth the price what it is.
Because what was it, 350?
$350 at Total
Yeah.
Wine for that bottle. I
Yeah.
wouldn't pay that for it, but it was so much better than the others.
See, that's
So
the
much
reason
better.
why I didn't bring it in, because it seems like it's
stupid
a
expensive.
high dollar bottle. And also, I've had one person, I think, since we've been open, ask if we have Whistle
I
Pig.
wouldn't waste your time.
So,
I don't
like,
think it's
it was
good.
good.
Because they were actually distributing that last week. They reached out to us, too. And I'm like, I just don't have a
It's
Whistle
just-
Pig crowd.
No, I mean,
But for him, he's getting all the big names up there.
right.
People are going to buy whatever the hell they know.
Right.
And it's going to hit them good. So.
And he's going to sell a pour for like $20. So, like, I mean,
Right.
you can go try that. You go anywhere else, it's going to be 60.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
or more.
Yeah.
Or more. So,
Yeah.
But-
That's awesome.
shout out to Antonio and the whole crew at Hacienda.
And he
They're
did
doing
say
cool
we
stuff.
should come back, and I said, well, when you
Oh, we're
get
gonna
it,
do a release
we're going
party.
to do a release podcast.
Yeah, because we have to also buy
that's
our
great,
bottles
man.
while
Yeah.
we're there.
That's
Yeah.
exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good for him,
Yep.
man. That's
So
awesome.
patio's
Yeah.
open there already because it's starting to warm up a little bit.
Finally,
So,
yes.
Well, it'll be
We'll,
closed when we get there.
well,
Yeah.
jeez.
Yeah.
Hopefully not.
Well, we'll be
We have to close
we'll
it
have
down to
the
smoke
entire patio open here this week because we've had some weather coming through, so we actually just have all the seats underneath the patio, but the outside seats will all be down too. So we're ready for spring to hit finally.
Yeah,
after
so-
the snow coming in a couple days.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Once the rain's done, we get, an inch of snow.
Yeah, so everybody gets to
Exactly.
blame
Lot of rain.
Scott because he just
Lot
put
of
that in the
flooding.
ether. The snow coming.
Oh yeah.
Or, I'm sorry.
Rob.
Yeah, yeah.
I saw that there's flooding everywhere, right?
Yeah.
And I saw the main road from Bardstown into Maker's Mark.
Dude, it's
Yeah,
bad.
it's wiped out. You
Yeah,
can't
mudslide.
get there.
Yeah.
Well, it washed
Bridge.
out underneath of it, too, didn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah. Whole mudslide. Road's just gone.
Soon to be released, the Flood distilled
Flood
Maker's
bottle.
Mark,
Yeah.
available in 6 years.
These barrels actually went down the Bardstown River.
Yeah.
Isn't there an E.H. Taylor flood survivor? Or no, that is a tornado.
Tornado
Yeah.
survivor.
Tornado survivor.
There's probably a flood survivor.
There's probably a
somewhere.
flood.
Oh,
too.
I'm
Was that
Sure.
like the Jeffersons at sea instead? It's just the Bardstown River.
Good segue. Let's get into the Jefferson's bottle next.
Jefferson.
By the way,
Segue.
I did.
Yeah.
I did go by Falls Park here in Pendleton this morning, and the pond is over the road.
Yeah.
It's actually. I've
part
never
of the
seen that
river now.
before. It's not supposed to do that because they have a
It's supposed to
pipe that
spillway,
goes
yeah.
into the creek, and I don't know.
And you got
For
more
all the
coming
extra
in than-
taxes that the town of Pendleton's collecting, apparently they can't have somebody go out on a Saturday morning and open up the pipe.
Village pipe it.
Yeah.
No laying pipe. This thing's dropping on me. It's real droopy today.
And the rain's not done yet. We have rain
No,
through
there's
tomorrow.
more.
Oh yeah,
What are we getting into here, Will? Tell us about this one next. We're getting into Jefferson's Oceans here.
Yeah, so again, I got this down at Mickey Finn's. Shout out Mickey Finn's
Shout out
in
Mickey Finn.
Florence, South Carolina. They are the largest distributor in South Carolina.
Nice.
Do a lot, and they have a couple liquor stores. But this is a Jefferson's Ocean. What's unique about this one is this is single barrel and it's at cask strength, so you don't see that often. So this was the Mickey Finn's private selection, and it's coming in at 115.2 proof.
Holy
and
cow.
this is probably one of the most unique, craziest flavor profile single barrels that.
What's the voyage?
This is Voyage 33.
33.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I'll
Dude,
let you
this
go.
is like a caramel bomb on the nose.
Wait till you taste it.
Holy cow. It's like smelling caramel candy.
I used to really like the Jefferson's Ocean stuff. It was like folklore that like the odds were better than the evens in the early stages of it
Yeah.
because of the time of year and the actual voyages they went on. Some of the odd ones were on rougher ships.
That's crazy.
Well, since we're on conspiracy theory, so Voyage 33, would that be the Freemason voyage?
God,
Level 33 Freemason?
you said it.
I'm just throwing it out there.
Oh, splash my eyes.
So if you don't know Jefferson's Ocean, it's been around for at least, I'd say, 15 years.
Quite a while. Trey Zoller.
Yeah, Trey Zoller. So the idea is that you take Jefferson's bourbon and it ages at sea for a certain period of time. Usually in these big shipping vessels or fishing boats.
Fishing boats, yeah.
At the bottom, and the cool thing is on each voyage there's a ship log, so you can see exactly where
can see
that
the ports,
barrel
yeah.
went.
12 ports?
Yeah, it varies all the time.
Yeah.
I think. And this on there, I can't read it. The print's too small.
Yeah.
But it's a pretty pretty cool little description.
Yeah.
And, you got to give those guys credit. Coming up with that concept of how to age bourbon differently, it's very cool. Is it gimmicky? Some people would say
For sure.
that. Sure.
But does it impact the flavor?
Does it change the flavor profile?
Absolutely.
It's also a
100%.
risk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Instead of that barrel
Solidity
sitting nice and tidy in a rick house where you can monitor all the time, it's on a boat.
Yeah.
I don't know. Have you seen what's been going on with these rick houses lately?
Might be safer.
Might be
at sea.
safer on a boat. Well,
I'll
so
tell you, the Jeffersons are wild because some of the releases, if you watch, because you can actually see the pattern in the world where those boats went, and the one that I remember that it stayed in pretty much on the equator, all the way around, and it actually didn't have any of that brininess that some of the early ones had. Some of the ones
That's
that
what
would
I'm
go
saying.
way up and down
didn't have that temperature variation.
You would taste
Yeah.
the salt.
The salt,
in it.
yeah.
there's
I
no
liked it.
temperature variation there. There's like the smoothest seas on that voyage.
Yep.
There's very little variation on that.
Very
Then
consistent.
some of the other
Humidity,
ones,
yeah.
like
You get
17 and 19,
Yes.
were during tornadoes
Yeah.
or hurricane season.
Like in the Tempest
so
or something.
the
Yes.
temperatures fluctuate a lot more. The seas are rougher, so it's constantly sloshing in the barrel.
Yep,
So
yep.
like those were the ones that got like super oaky, really dark
Yeah.
tannin,
Yeah.
heavy caramel. Like those are good.
So, Jefferson's, they built their own distillery now.
Yeah.
But they were contract distilling at KAD,
yeah, Kentucky Artisan.
Distillery. So
Shout
if you
out.
go do the tour at Kentucky Artisan Distillery, they have a bottle from the very first experimental barrel they did. It's jet black. It's
Yeah.
not drinkable.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
it
wow.
wasn't drinkable. But they
pulled all the char
what
from
what
the
they
barrel.
realized,
Yeah.
But what they realized is okay, this can work. We've just got to wrangle it in.
Right.
and keep
It's
it
not
on.
6 years at sea. It's
Yeah.
it's a voyage.
It's
like,
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
100%.
like-
yeah.
So it's 12 ports in like 6 months. It's across and back.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not 6 years at sea. So that's the black one.
So I'm
telling
definitely
you,
getting
this is
I
caramel.
right
get
in my
a
world.
really distinct note on the palate. I don't want to say it because I don't want to make you biased or think about it. It's very unique to me.
I get literally a clover honey caramel. It's kind of what I'm getting
If you've ever had
with some heat.
Costco's sea salt caramel chocolates,
Yeah.
The little
Look at
turtles.
that.
That's
Love
about
those.
where
that's
I'm at.
exactly where this is at.
about
On the
where
back
I'm
of on the back of my palate, that salt is just lingering.
Are you getting a touch of smoke?
I just smelled that. I was
I
going to say
do.
cracker
I wasn't
jack.
sure if it
Yeah.
was this or the cigar.
That's what I was not sure, but I think it's in
I haven't had
the
my cigar
whiskey.
yet.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say it yet.
I get like cracker jacks.
Cracker Jacks? Okay. So again, we're all in that caramely kind
Yeah.
of world
Yeah.
with different candy sweetness to it.
I get something else.
It is
On
smoky.
the nose or
salt.
on the palate?
palate.
On the
Palate,
palate.
okay.
And the nose too. Once you know it's there, like it's,
Toffee.
Possibly marzipan.
I was so
that
excited.
candy
at-
almond thing
at-
going a
I
little
think
bit.
I sent a picture to the group at they did like Mexican night at Cambridge one night, and they had little marzipan candies sitting out. Nobody knew what they were.
Why
they
did
were
you
like, "What the
bring
hell
them
is
up? You
this?"
should have brought us all one.
I ate like 10 of them.
I
They were
bet
like,
you
"How do
bet.
you? What is that?" And I was like, "It's marzipan."
They're great.
It's like, how do you know what that was? And I explained it to them. They were like, "That's really dumb." It's like,
Exactly.
so I'm gonna
Most
say
people-
it.
Yeah,
I
it's got
get
a long finish.
I get this burnt orange peel, like,
I get the burnt.
I can see that.
but it's
There's
a
citrus.
heavy, like oily orange, not like sweetness of an orange, but like an orange peel or an orange rind, or it's got that.
When they do a
rich-
cocktail and they light the oils.
I
Yeah,
feel like
I
it's
get
a
that heavy.
citrus, so citrus forward that it's you don't even see it until
I'm
it's
sorry,
there.
Tony. There's no citrus in this. Wait, never mind.
You're wrong, Will.
No, I do agree with you. I think that was that note I was trying to figure out in the back. It is not just a orange peel. It is definitely a burnt orange
Yeah,
peel
yeah.
on a cocktail, on a smoked old fashioned or something.
Wow, yeah.
But I
This
thought
would
the
be a good
flavors in
old-fashioned.
this were just so unique and great single barrel, right?
I'll tell you, it might be my favorite ocean yet.
I haven't had too many
I've had
oceans that
probably-
I've
I've only
liked.
had a few of these, and this is by far my favorite.
Yeah.
one
I
so
always
far.
like the really crazy briny ones because they're so unique. This one here, though, the flavor on it's just amazing.
It's rich.
Laotian. What ocean?
Again, I think
Yeah,
having it
the
in
one right
cast
by
strength
Desi.
makes it the flavors pop.
I agree.
That's wild.
Yeah,
And
'cause
aren't
they-
these
that's good.
usually proof down?
That's what I was getting ready to ask.
Most
Yeah,
of them are,
100,
yeah.
100,
90,
100,
I would
yeah.
say it was 93 is what I thought, something like that. Yeah.
So
Which
we
honestly, adding water might bring out the saltiness in it more.
It could bring out the saltiness and that orange. could
Talking
come out a
about
little bit, the
Buffalo
citrus
Trace.
side of it.
Yeah.
and single barrels. So I know you know it, West DuPont Wines, Prof. Saraf, his place
Yeah.
in DC. So he's got a Sazerac Barrel Select for Pappy Van Winkle 15.
Come on.
I'm like,
That's amazing.
Hey, tell me that
Come
the
Where's
bourbon
this?
boom is over without telling me that the bourbon boom is over.
Exactly.
Right?
West DuPont
Yeah.
Wines.
Our
Prof.
local
Saraf's
Mexican
place
restaurant's getting straight
in
from the
West,
barrel, an
DC.
entire barrel, and they're getting an entire barrel of Pappy 15.
I guess I need to probably put my notes out there. Try to get some people online now for this
Dude.
year.
Right?
Yeah, I mean,
I would say, well, if that's the case, let the boom end, and we can go and start getting barrels.
you're right.
Yeah, that would be just
Honestly,
fine.
this is kind of a good way to jumpstart the boom again. Maybe
Next
not the
boom.
full boom, but if you're getting barrels like that that are accessible for people and people can actually find them and buy them now, I think it draws people back into it a little bit.
Well, I'm more down for this boom of people getting legit barrels
Yeah.
than I am them trying to finish everything and change everything and do blends and craziness.
Getting
This
more
is
into
gonna
the
be fun.
age,
I
think what
age
it-
stuff.
What it goes to show is there's a surplus of whiskey out there.
Yeah.
Because guys like Drew Black, which we'll get to later, I mean, he's getting some amazing barrels that I don't think he was getting 2-3 years ago, right? Like,
Yeah.
So, you
Well,
know.
and look, I look at it this way. They know that they've gone beyond the crowd that's trying to sell bourbon on a secondary market to bourbon drinkers, right?
Yeah.
The people that
Yeah.
were buying the secondary bottles
Yeah.
are now looking at it and going, all right, so I spent $1,000 on a Pappy 15. Now I can go get a Pappy 15, and maybe they raise the price to $300, right?
Yeah.
I mean, or I don't know what the retail is on a Pappy 15.
It's like $199.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
So now they take it to $2.99. So they're getting a higher revenue, but they have more product to sell.
Yeah.
Right. So for them, the distillers have to look at this as a net win at the end of the day. Yeah, they might be sitting on more product. It's not a cash flow game, but come on. Since when has whiskey, bourbon, been a cash flow game? It's not. You have to wait for it to mature.
Yep.
Yeah.
6, 10, 15, 20 years, right? And so it's all about how much can you actually charge. Are there enough people out there that will pay that higher dollar amount? I don't know how BTAC is still running at whatever they are, 119 or something is their MSRP for the entire BTAC line.
Yeah.
Release double on the BTAC and make the price $225 a bottle. Just do that, right? And give us more bottles.
Yeah, and Logan brought it up. He sent me a message the other day, and he was like, "What do you think about this?" And talking about age, how the boom's not over. Like the same thing, the boom's not over. You're going to see the same stuff over and over again, but now you're going to start seeing higher age stuff. Eagle Rare's coming out with the higher age statement thing. Obviously 15-year Pappy's becoming more available. Other things that you're seeing, 10 years and up now is kind of, craft distilleries are still 2 to 4.
Yeah.
It's what they're
But
doing.
even they're
they've got
getting there.
But
They're,
even-
they're
yeah, I
starting
mean-
to increase.
Hamer's got a 10-year now. Still sourced,
Yeah.
but they have a 10-year now. So, there's other places that are coming out with these 10-year. Larrikin, they've got, 10-year cognac finishes. They've got 12 years.
I mean, even local, like Moondrops has got to be, probably
got that-
28
Yeah, like
months away or
These
so.
Circle Cities are 9-year, 8-year,
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, I mean, so I think that what's going to happen is it's going to kind of go retroactively back to higher age statement things, and albeit with the higher prices on those bottles, it's going to be nicer to see the higher age statement.
But if you've been
things.
paying secondary prices, you don't care about the higher.
Right.
No.
Right.
Still less than you paid before.
It's a bad
Yeah.
time to get into bourbon, but for the crowd that has been into bourbon and had gotten into it in the last couple years are going to experience things a lot quicker than, say, what we did 15 years ago
Well, my hope
when we
for-
got into bourbon.
My hope for the trend is it's because of the boom demise, it kills the secondary market and brings the original market, the original release back into fruition.
Yeah.
So everybody can just go buy a Pappy.
Right. And
Make it more expensive. That's fine.
I'm almost wondering if that's why maybe Drew's able to get some of these more exclusive barrels.
Yeah.
Because the big dogs want to stay relevant on the market now. rather than falling to the wayside to some of these craft distilleries that are putting out bangers.
Yeah.
I think it also has to do with some of these brokers now, are getting barrels from some of these venture capitalists that bought
Way too much.
hundreds and hundreds of barrels and
Barrels,
they're freaking out a little bit.
Right.
They're bailing on them. They're like,
Just gotta wait,
How
man.
much longer can I hold 9-year whiskey?
Well,
before
that's
it could?
got to be the
Yeah.
point, right? I mean,
Yeah.
look, they didn't buy them to hold on to them forever.
No.
They bought them to hold on to them until the market peaked. And if they feel like, okay, it's peaked and now I can start selling off some and claiming some of my money back, great, good for you. Good job. That's awesome.
But I want to see it to where they hold on to them until the barrel's ready and the product is ready, and then they release it rather than the market's
Well,
ready.
if you're a venture capitalist, you don't give a shit. It's whatever you can get for it, right?
I get that, but
Yeah.
I want to see where it gets to the point where it's more about quality product at the right price at the right time
Yeah.
than just my biggest return on investment.
I think that's going to be the distillers, right?
Yeah.
Not the capital,
Yeah,
not the venture
not the- yeah.
capitalists that are, doing that. Yeah, it's going to be the distillers themselves that have that available.
Yeah.
And they're going to be putting out quality products.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to look at the trajectory of startup craft distilleries and like where that's at today,
Sure.
and what is projected to be over the next, let's say, 2 to 4 years. Like I'm sure there's some group that forecasts that somehow, right?
There has to
And-
be.
Yeah, there's some logistical
And
company that's
there's at some point it's gonna flatline.
Yeah.
I mean, kind of like how craft beer did, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Like
You flood the
Exactly.
market with
you'll
it, and
see
then
a
it
lot of
becomes
new breweries
everywhere.
popping
Yeah.
up.
And you're starting to see less of the weird, crazy beers coming out. People are starting to hone back in on actual, beers that have been out before. The lagers,
staples,
the
yeah.
pilsners, and all that. People are starting to make good beer that way. People are starting to fall back in love with beer again, not just the slushy IPA.
The last thing I read about like the IPA boom was people are tired of the hit and miss. Where
Oh, yeah.
they keep wanting to try new and exciting stuff and then being disappointed. Where some of it's really good and some of it's horrible.
Right.
And so they just want to go back to their consistent, like we would say like Heaven Hill Bottle and Bond.
Right.
We'll go back to it because we know that palate, we know
Yeah.
that taste. It's going to be consistent. It's going to be the same every time.
Well, I know, Scott, you'll agree with me. These fucking hipsters and their hazy IPA.
Hazy everything.
I mean, like,
But
I
they-
go
You
to-
lazy bastard beer makers. Hazy beer is lazy beer,
Boy,
all right?
You're
You
right.
didn't poke the
but
bear.
you're
You
also,
just ran up and kicked it in the ass.
But-
Yeah,
I
you
was
did.
But Scott, you're
Fuckers.
also a capitalist. And if you're a brewery and you
Oh.
have half your people coming and saying, "I'll buy all the hazy stuff," guess what you're going to do? You're going to make hazy stuff.
Look,
You're
that's
gonna make
fine.
an
And you know
Amberana.
what? They get to make it cheaper because they don't have to take the time to
You
run
son
it
of a
through their
bitch.
filters and create nice, clean, wonderful beer.
Exactly.
Instead, they're like, hey, let's leave all kinds of shit in this beer. People are going to buy it because call it hazy and it's
Yep.
great. It's like, no, it's
I mean,
It is. Yeah.
it's if you really understand what you're looking for in an IPA, it shouldn't. I mean, hazy. Okay, there's one or two good hazies out there that I can get behind, but
Bell's too
Juicy
hard.
haze.
Well, that's more.
everybody understands why they're called IPA, right?
Yeah.
right.
India Pale Ales, because they put the beer into barrels. They put a ton of hops in it because
keep it.
hops is a pasteurizer, right? Basically keeps it
Yeah,
when it's
from India to Britain. yeah.
exactly
Yeah.
From Britain to India, actually.
Britain to India.
Yeah, and by the time it got there, it had fermented out so cleanly that it was like crystal. It was this beautiful golden color
Crisp.
with a very crisp, especially for the high heat that you got in India, this great bitterness that's behind it. I mean, it's a great beer. Make that. Stop making dog shit hazy. Sorry, I've told you I'm
Triggered.
fired up today.
I've never been a fan of the hazy, especially the earlier hazies were definitely a lot more. It was literally yeast suspension.
Yeah.
It was a mistake. That's what kind of started it.
Prolonged
Yeah.
fermentation.
But
yeah.
then they figured out ways of actually doing like the grain haze a little bit in there. That's
like
why you
blue
see more
cheese.
sediment is because the grain haze. Because people are like, oh, this is more like orange juice. I'll drink this. I'm like,
Right.
close.
It's not my jam.
It was close.
I like a clean
You know what you
IPA.
did? You didn't cold crash it.
Right.
Like that's all it is.
You just put the IPA
you
market in
shit
the pulp, no
suspension.
pulp.
Someone
You
missed
know,
a step.
your fermentation temperature is like 68 degrees for an ale, right? 65 to 68. And then normally after that, you cold crash it, right? You basically take the whole thing, and if you got jacketed fermenter, You bring it down to like 33, 34 degrees because the fermentation's done. That makes all the yeast go into suspension, and it all drops to the bottom, and you get it out of the conical fermenter.
Poking the bear.
I do have my hockey jersey on today,
I was gonna
bitch.
say, I'm waiting
right.
for Scott to flip the table like in a Monopoly game.
Man,
It's going to check him into the
Don't poke
humidor.
the bear.
That would be fun.
God, I'm crying now.
I'm glad we have cameras in here because when you check him through the wall,
right? You know who to send the bill to.
Yeah.
Him for antagonizing me. That's
yes,
the problem.
exactly, yes.
So
What are we drinking next? Damn it, my glass is empty.
I'm finishing this one.
Yeah.
I just
Okay,
got into
Brenda.
the second third of the Cameroon Reserve. I bought a box of these last year, and I just smoked my last one the other day.
Oh, bummer.
I love these.
They're good.
They're creamy once they get towards the middle.
It's for me. It's still mild. I mean, it's a
It is.
medium, probably just on the actual strength, of the body.
Less
everything's-
pepper
it's
than some of
definitely
the
mild.
others.
Yes.
a lot less
But-
pepper. The retro's
But I-
easy going. You
If
don't
this
get
was a
teary
regular
eyed.
release, this would be my morning cigar every day.
Yeah,
If
It
there
is
was a
good.
regular release.
I could do it.
By the
These
way,
are my
I
last
did
six.
I did go and get a coffee this morning from Starbucks and went out to the park
This
to
is
kind of
fun.
check it out. And you sold those lifestyle, right? Is that what they were?
The freestyle.
Freestyle,
freestyle
not
kits.
lifestyle.
Yeah,
Freestyle.
that's a condom, yeah.
Yes, right. Freestyle.
Someone was
Whatever.
fishing out there with one.
Whatever.
So you went out to the pond with a condom, huh?
So I smoked it for maybe 5 minutes.
It's hard. It's so sweet.
It is not like the Metro at all.
Oh God,
Did
no.
you chuck it in the pond?
No, anybody. I chucked actually into the creek. Yeah.
Well, it was so weird
Yeah.
because, and again, that will hit a crowd of people.
It
very
will,
well.
and by the way, that's not a not. It's not.
No,
It's not what
it's just
I'm
not your
going to
jam.
smoke. It was just entirely. I mean, it was like a sugar bomb. I already had a flat white, right, which has
Yeah.
got the steamed milk, so I've already got a little
Sweetness.
sweetness in my
Sweetness
coffee.
there already, yeah.
I don't need any. Like, if it was the Metro, that's fine. I've smoked it with the Metro, and it's great. You know, because the Metro's like just a few puffs, and then the sweetness is gone.
Yeah.
I love Rob. Like Rob's like, I told him I wanted a freestyle kit when it came out, and Rob's like, "You sure you want a freestyle kit? You sure you want a freestyle kit?" Like, asked me about five. I was like, "I don't think I want a freestyle kit." He's like, "Okay, yeah, you don't want a freestyle kit."
And that's the thing. Is like it's supposed to be a sweet tip, but it is so sweet.
It tastes
that
like it was
tastes
in
like
the
was
smoke.
fully
It
infused.
was
And it's-
infused.
And
it's
again,
through
if
the
that's your
whole
jam,
cigar.
you're gonna love
Yeah.
it. But I mean,
It
I
did not
took-
go away.
No.
Like,
Well-
I thought this is going to go away, and I take a puff, and it's not gone away
No.
yet. This is going to go away. Finally, I was like, what am I going to do? Smoke it halfway before it goes away?
And
No,
I-
I'm not
No,
gonna do
actually,
that.
I don't even think it goes away
It doesn't
ever.
go away.
It
I
does
smoked
not,
the whole.
yeah.
I smoked the whole cigar down, and it never went away, and then it still lingered afterwards.
And it will
Hey,
fit a
Grant,
market.
you want some free cigars? I got 4 of them, or 3 or 4, whatever. I just didn't know.
I don't think you want to freestyle.
I don't think you want a freestyle.
I think I still have the two larger ones
Do you?
because I smoked the smaller ones, thinking, "Oh, I'll give it a shot," and they turned me off on them.
Yeah.
So, now,
I do
granted,
like the little
apart, too.
case. The case is great. The lighters.
Well, granted, we are talking about a brand new cigar release for a certain market.
Yeah.
It's not
Yes.
it's not our market, but it's definitely a market of people that like the Deadwoods. If you like a Deadwood, you're gonna love this cigar.
Yeah.
You would absolutely love it.
Because I mean, the puff, we
what's
first
the
puff
other
it, it's like
sweet
okay, it's a
Jane?
little bit of sweetness,
Yeah.
and then the sweetness builds and builds and builds.
Yeah.
So if you like that sweetness, it's a great cigar to get you into cigars. So
Yeah, I mean,
and it will be coming out here soon.
And there's
so.
nothing wrong with
Yeah, I
smoking
mean,
sweet
like-
cigars
No,
if
no,
that's
no.
your
None,
jam. Like,
no.
Just not ours.
I appreciate you
I
steering me
just
in
know
the right
your
direction
palate.
because you
yeah.
know me. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
I really
well, I
wanted
did the
it
same
for
thing to
the-
Grant too. I
Yeah.
told him, I'm like,
Oh.
I don't think you're gonna want this.
Thanks
For the
a lot,
total
asshole.
price, I was like,
I didn't know 'cause you got it when we first got it. I didn't know it.
well, it's funny because Rob said, "Here, this tastes like shit. You have to buy these."
Yes.
right.
I do that with weeders every once in a while.
Yes, you do.
here,
Freaking
try
weird.
this. It's
Try this.
terrible.
It's awful.
Terrible. I love it. It's awful.
Okay,
so,
so
it's
what do you wanna do?
Aladino Day. So
Yes,
we're
it
doing
is.
the Aladino event. So if you're listening to this, come in now. And Trey Mack will be here this afternoon. Had some flight issues, but he'll be here.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
don't shy away. Deals all day. Aladino things. Come hang out. Meet the
Yes.
man.
Yes.
Come hang out.
So
So
We're
what's
just
the next
gonna
bottle?
stay on the podcast live and keep talking until people get here.
I'm in.
This is a Trey. It's a Treyathon.
it'll be kind of sideways.
Right,
there.
exactly. We'll just keep drinking, keep smoking. When this
Fucking-
place gets full, we'll finally clean up. When we need the chairs.
Which
Chris
one do you want to go
Gordon
with
coming in.
first?
Yeah.
So
Do you want to do the one
so
we
have
opened?
we have
The
a
blue.
blend and then we have a single barrel.
Let's
So
do the single barrel first because that blend, there's no way in the world that other one's beating it.
I don't think so.
Okay,
I mean,
okay.
it's
Do the
gonna
blue
that
first.
single
Oh,
barrel's
okay.
good. I helped pick it, but
Chris Gordon in the
little,
house.
little bias.
CG.
Hi, Chris.
Hi, Chris.
What's up, brother?
No, you're good.
Yeah, you go for it. Bert.
You got it? You got it here? Oh, here we go.
So shout out to the Harmony Liquor Box in great old Harmony, Indiana. Anybody know where that's at?
In Harmony?
Harmony is right off of 40, just
Sorry, I knew I was still on there.
just
I was like, I
just
panicked for a second. I was like, what happened to the audio?
just
So-
past Brazil. Yeah,
What is it
Oh,
called?
okay.
Harmony.
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 I don't know
yeah.
what that
I
is.
know where Brazil is.
I don't know where Brazil is.
So
I have a fun story to tell.
It's
They
southern
are
South
a.
America.
It is a fun, small little mom and pop, liquor store, and they've got a kid there, young guy named Jackson. Jackson's kind of their bourbon guy, and he's created a whole bourbon room in that store, and they've done a lot of picks. They've got a lot of good selection. I went in there yesterday. I got this bottle. They still got plenty available if you want to go and get one of these single barrels. But this is a 9-year undisclosed distillery from Lawrenceburg, Indiana. Gobble gobble. And I think it's
Lawrenceburg,
clocking
Kentucky.
in
Lawrenceburg, Kentucky,
at-
then.
Kentucky.
Not Indiana.
Kentucky. Sorry.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is a different distillery.
That's a big difference.
They do not disclose that it's wild turkey, but that doesn't mean that we can't.
Exactly.
75, 13, 12.
And I think this is 104,
1042.
104 proof. Yeah.
And you said this is
It's a
the single
beautiful
barrel,
nose.
right?
Yeah.
This is sick.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm seeing more people post about picking bottles up like this
Okay.
that are Circle City ones. So,
Oh, come on, they do a great
A little
job.
darker
Yeah, I
than the
mean-
first two.
This one's subtle initially on the flavor, but it builds on the back end a lot.
Man, I got an immediate spice on the back corners of the tongue there.
Really?
Just like quick hit.
Okay. You know
it's
that's
a really
not real, right?
profound nose.
Right. I didn't say it's sour.
So I think this is the sweetest bourbon we've tasted so far.
I think
It's
so, too.
definitely
Yeah, today,
top
yeah.
on the.
And
on
I
the
would have thought
sweetness.
Jefferson's
Shit.
would have been sweeter, but this
Well, I
one
think
actually
that-
is sweeter.
I think that little hint of salt is what kind of tones this Jefferson's down just a little.
I would
Well,
agree.
I think it's also just this. The
It's like,
Jefferson's
whoa.
also 10 points higher.
This
Uh,
drink.
did
that
you
has
take a
nothing to do
puff?
with Yeah.
What the hell was
I
that?
retro right before I drank it, and I was like,
I'm scared.
Like I just no, it's
No, it's a-
good.
it's a positive.
good. It's like
That might be the best
Something
pairing
just-
with the cigar right now.
yeah.
that was like I just puffed without even thinking about it. I was
Okay,
like, what the hell
I'm gonna,
just
I'm
happened?
gonna say something very weird. You're gonna go, no way, and then you're gonna lick the top of your roof of your mouth. You're gonna say, yeah, you're right. Captain Crunch.
No, because it's not destroying the top of my mouth.
Oh no,
Right.
I'm
no,
saying
I
the
can,
flavor. I'm
I
saying
can
the
feel.
flavor.
Yeah.
You know, I can feel the top of my mouth, so it's not
No,
Captain Crunch.
I'm saying the flavor of that. It's kind of bready, but it's also kind of slight peanut buttery.
Necco wafers.
It's not
Ooh,
peanut
I
buttery
love
like
Necco
ooh,
wafers.
yeah.
You're not far off on that one.
I still get that
Dry a little
kind of
bit.
cherry
What's that?
note that I always
Coating?
find in wild turkey.
Yeah.
And
This is really nice.
It is very sweet. I
I'm
almost
gonna
get
tell
like
you
the
right now,
cinnamony sweet.
We saw Drew at the Fuel game the other night, and he's excited. He's stressed. I mean, he's building out the tasting room. He's getting everything going.
Yeah, it's a
He's
lot.
excited, but he's very stressed. He is killing it on the
He really is.
on the barrel game right now.
Absolutely.
I don't know of anybody that's getting better barrels consistently than what he's putting out right now.
I don't know anyone else that's doing it by themselves.
That's a good
Yeah.
point.
I mean,
too.
he has Victor, but like,
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
him
I
and
know,
Victor.
but it's him. Yeah.
I don't know anyone else that's.
Quite
literally
let's
just
don't,
two
let's
people.
Don't downplay Victor. Like, if
No,
he
no,
didn't
I
have
know.
Victor, he'd be
Yeah.
He'd be
Well,
done.
that's
yes,
true,
yes. But I mean, it is
Will's
his
like, hold
baby
on, wait a
right
minute.
now.
It's Victor. Shout out Victor.
I love
It
Victor.
is his baby. Yeah.
Victor's running the show a lot
Yeah.
of times when
That is
Drew's
true. That
out
is
doing
true.
other shit. Yeah.
I have. This might be the best pairing I've ever tasted.
Wow, that's a statement.
Like I
Ever.
just don't know that I've ever had anything that
There's-
just goes back and
There's
forth
so
and
many
back
layers
and forth.
that each one opens up.
This is
Really,
what-
it's not like this was made for this cigar.
I know what my
So-
joke was. It was about the ham chunks being the onion of the pig.
Oh yeah, it's
Yeah.
layered like ham
It was layered like ham.
and
So
onions.
Ogres have
you're right
layers.
though. What this is a complimentary.
See, it wasn't funny,
pairing.
Mike.
Yeah, it wasn't funny. Sorry.
It wasn't
But
funny.
it's a complementary pairing where some pairings are better if you're opposites.
One or the other.
Right.
This
Yeah.
one is complementary.
I totally agree, but
They
they're
just balance each other
they
out so
keep
nicely.
bringing complexity
Pairing of the
in
month.
different layers.
So
I wish I could get that many.
this bourbon
There's one left.
brings back the spice level quite a bit on the retro.
All right.
yeah.
Yeah, it
comes
was
back.
lost on the last one,
Yeah.
on the last pour, yeah.
It's probably made it the spiciest it's been since I've.
Oh yeah.
And I'm just now into the second third.
Yeah, you're right. Dude.
I'm so happy. Okay, I got a question for you guys. I know you guys
Oh,
probably
man.
all followed him, but Isaiah and Isaiah have a new band.
Okay.
Okay.
And they put out their first song, and I haven't downloaded it yet. I'm gonna put it out.
I
don't know
did,
if you guys
yeah.
watched it yet or not.
How can I pirate it?
Can you
SoundCloud.
go to Isaiah's page, his personal page, I think.
Like Facebook?
Instagram.
Yeah, I don't know which one it was on.
think it was on
Instagram, I think.
Instagram.
Yeah,
It
you can pull it from Instagram.
It was actually
yeah.
a story he had last night, so maybe it's still up. But he said there was a link in there to go and actually download it. But I'm kind of curious to see what he's doing. Him and Isaiah are both very, very talented musicians. So I'm hoping this is something that he's looking to do as a
I downloaded
side
it.
gig.
It's a
We
great
still need
song.
to
Is it a great song?
Great
I didn't get it.
music.
I haven't done it yet. I saw it last night.
Still need to work on the final third band.
Right.
Yep.
Right. Eat
Hold
a
on, I
dick,
have to-
you know.
I think we get Elon Musk to sing it for us. That'd be great.
Sweet.
Have you guys heard Isaiah sing?
No.
Yeah, it's weird.
Holy shit.
He's talented.
Dude can sing, man. I mean,
He's got a soulful
I was
voice.
blown
I kill
away.
background.
It was just
That's about it.
shocking.
We're talking about our Isaiah, right?
Yes,
We're
our
talking about
Isaiah. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, I know
Blew me away.
he sings at church like every weekend, right?
he's
Now,
got
if
an
you see
amazing
his latest
voice.
post,
Yeah.
he's full hipster, baby. He's leaning into the hipster, isn't he?
Oh
Kind of
yeah.
like the Garth Brooks
Why
thing
not?
where he went with the goatee and
Oh, he's
released
just got
it in
the mustache.
Australia.
He can't grow a beard.
He just has the mustache now. He can't grow a beard.
Yeah.
I tried. I even gave him a kit to farm the face a little bit. He tried that. It didn't work.
What was the Garth Brooks release that Chris Gaines?
I don't
Remember
know.
that?
No, I don't.
Hey Grant, what was Garth Brooks' little emo phase? Was it Chris Gaines? Yes. Okay.
you knew you would know. Yes.
Yes.
Yes, it is.
That's why I asked him.
Country question. Yes.
Yes.
I'm still
Anything
trying.
else?
Give me a minute.
Give me an obscure fact about Merrill Haggard. Grant?
So since this is a conspiracy podcast,
Yes.
we'll jump into the
Let's do some.
that Garth Brooks, since he just got brought up, is a under the radar serial killer.
Oh.
Oh.
That's why all of his tour dates have a shit ton of missing persons.
God, he does have a lot of friends in low places.
And if you've seen, see,
Da-da.
and then if you see any of his, this is a YMH thing. So shout out to Tom Cigar and his wife. I hope you're listening.
Come on our show.
Yeah, please. That'd be awesome. But they started almost like a joking conspiracy that Garth Brooks was a serial killer. Because if you've seen any of his recent like Instagram stuff, he's got the jet black beard and
Right.
he looks really weird. But his personality doesn't match like a normal person's. It's like
Okay.
he's trying too hard and he doesn't know what to do and he doesn't know how to relate to normal people. So he goes over the top and then it just comes off super creepy. So they started a thing where they were saying that they think he's, like a under the radar serial killer, and there's all these. So if you look at some of his concerts and stuff, you'll see a bunch of signs in the crowd that are like, "Where are the bodies, G?" And the families need closure, and
Oh
they've
my
actually
goodness.
blocked him. Garth has blocked Tom Segura and half his fan base off his social media because it's constant, just a barrage. If you know anything about YMH, they have a huge audience.
Okay.
And they literally just go on all of Garth's stuff and just go nuts.
I don't
Garth
know, man.
Brooks,
I think
serial
that's a little
killer.
aggressive, like-
Don't most
Yeah.
people know what Garth Brooks looks like? I mean,
Yeah. Be kind of hard for him to sneak up on somebody. wouldn't
yeah,
it?
like, is he hiding in dark alleys or something?
Who knows?
That's a weird one. I don't think I've ever heard
hadn't
something
heard that.
quite
That's a
like
fun
that.
one. Like I said, it originated on YMH, and they've kind of taken off with it. But they'll be
It's
literally.
not that he's killing them. He's abducting them because he's an alien.
Alien, yeah.
There we go.
So we can get
That
into
makes
the-
it better.
He's
Elon has the
he's
Tesla
farming
in
them.
space. He's pulling people
All right.
up to. And It's great.
He's
Hey,
farming
Mikey,
them for the adrenochrome.
what's your favorite Garth Brooks song?
I don't know it.
God. I only know that one. That's it.
Come on, even you can sing some of Friends in Low
Grant,
Places.
That one.
favorite Garth Brooks song?
Yeah.
You know I don't. You know I don't know names.
Thunder Rolls.
I like the.
I like Boot Scoot and Boogie. Isn't that him?
No.
I'm kidding.
Grant just unblocked you,
Yeah,
or
exactly.
just blocked you on
blocked
all
me.
his socials.
Now I'm poking the bear.
Oh,
I like the Beaches of Cheyenne one. Yeah. And Rodeo. I like that one too. That's a good one.
I am not a.
I don't know. Like Friends in Low Places, I know that's a Garth Brooks
That's a
song.
karaoke song.
That's
that's
a
a
Trey
karaoke
Bar
song.
song.
That's,
Yeah.
that's
Yes,
a group
it is.
song.
Yes,
That's right after
All
Sweet
right, let's see if
Caroline.
this works.
Yes. Bah, bah, bah. For you,
We're gonna play
Janelle.
Isaiah's.
Is this Isaiah's song?
Supposedly.
Your debut on Final Third.
Yeah.
Give us faith, like Daniel in the lion's den. We can trust you to do now what you did then. Let us move with you. Give us trust, like Elijah fed by the raven's hand. Even when
He
the
has a great
stream
voice.
dries
Yeah.
up, we believe your
The
plan.
production value on that's great.
It's a
is
good recording.
Balance is
working
great.
for best.
This is Isaiah's debut song.
Yes.
Lisa's
It's
looking
Isaiah.
for
His debut song. His new album.
Surely I will see your goodness in the land I'm living in. I'll wait on you, Lord. Be strong, take heart, 'cause goodness is
I'll drink to that.
Before you know it, he'll be headlining for Jeremy Camp and Third Day.
Yes, exactly. He might be going on the Crowder tour here soon.
Third Day even a band anymore? Are they still out there?
I think so. Yeah. Yeah.
No, they're not. Grant says no.
No? Oh.
He'll be opening for Joel Olstein.
Right. Right.
No, he won't open his church for anybody. What are you talking about? Oh.
Opening for, not opening.
All right, we'll make people.
All right. There you go. We'll make that available. We'll set a link out there.
Yeah, we'll make sure everyone gets to
Pre-save now.
buy his stuff. So
By the way, if you don't have an account to anything on there, it's very frustrating to save that. So, just saying.
Make it easier.
Make it easier.
So for those of you who don't know, Isaiah is a pastor at a local church here.
The whiskey
and,
pastor.
He's the music pastor, and he's very talented as a musician. So this is him and his buddy Isaiah. They're actually putting together an album. So
And if you really don't know, Isaiah was one of the
He's
original
a founder of this
members
podcast.
of this podcast.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
So if you go back to the first 100 episodes, it's usually just Rob and Isaiah.
yeah, when we were fumbling
So-
over everything, it was great.
I'm not saying I've cried at his sermons before, but I may have cried at his sermons before.
I usually cry if I have to go to church.
I think that might have been what it was.
There you go.
Yeah. I could feel my soul burning as soon as I walked in.
Yeah. It burns,
the
it
more-
burns.
I'm happy for him. That's good.
So the more
It's
you
good
get
music.
into this whiskey, I feel like the caramel does come back on this one too.
Oh, for sure.
It does.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
gets a lot sweeter. I'm losing a little bit of the cherry on the palate that you normally get with wild turkey, but I'm getting a ton of caramel on it.
You know that cherry, like we
It's still a
talked
little
about it
bit
with the
cherry.
Russell's Reserve 15. I almost felt like because thank you to Todd Stevens, the man with
Yeah.
two names,
Todd
two first
coming
names,
through big, yeah.
came through and had Russell's Reserve 15, and you just left.
I missed out. It was
missed out, and
That's
you know,
okay, I've had it
I think I
before.
even noticed in the glass, like it's such a bright note that it falls off. Like as soon as it gets oxygen going to it, you don't have very long to be able to enjoy that, and it starts to tail off
Well,
pretty quick.
that's what we also said about the partial bottle that he brought
Exactly,
in versus
yeah,
the fresh
yeah.
crack. The oxidation or the
Yeah.
oxygenation of the older bottle dumbed it down a little.
Well-
and just kind of it's almost kind of like
We
the
talked
angels
about that
took
with
off
Jackie
it.
Zykamp. She talked about the high notes,
Yeah.
you know, are always going to be the ones that go out first out of the glass. It's the things that you're going to smell,
Yeah.
you know, and that's what's going to get in the aroma.
So I saw a post not too long ago about people doing the vacuum sealing on the bottles like they do in wine. Do you think that may be something that bourbon should get into? If you're going to have bottles that sit and age for a long time?
Some places like Baxis, they'll vacuum the tops,
Yeah.
or they'll like saran wrap the top, or do like a new heat seal around the top to keep the cork from
I
popping.
think it's one of those
But
things too. If you're holding on to your
long-term
bottle,
storage.
an open bottle for a year or two, you might think about that. But if
may
you're
need more
That's
drinking,
what the
don't worry
problem
about it.
is.
Yeah, you need more friends.
You need more friends.
You need more friends. Hang out with us.
Yeah.
Bring your
Yeah.
best bottles to us, and we'll share with you.
Yep.
That'd be great.
But
Yeah.
again, if you're heading out west and you're out near Brazil, Harmony, Terre Haute, swing
Stop
in
in.
by and grab a bottle of this. 'Cause
And
it
what's the name of the
is
place
solid.
again?
You
Yeah.
got to get it.
Harmony.
Harmony Liquors. Or
Harmony
Liquor
Liquors
Box, yeah.
around Brazil.
Maybe butchering that, but yeah.
And this
Good
one,
people.
this one's coming in at what proof? What'd you say?
104?
104. Nice.
Which
Nice.
was probably, of all the single barrels that Drew had, this was the highest proof. Those turkey barrels come in pretty low proof. Yeah.
So they're probably barreling, like putting in the barrels pretty low proof.
Yeah, they have a low barrel entry proof. It's 120 10
No,
or
I think it's lower than that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is
You got me like
yeah.
Starlight. I think they entered the barrel at 110 or 106, something like
Yeah,
that.
it's pretty low barrel
it's a
entry
low-
proof for
low
turkey
entry.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know when we were down at what was it, Michter's, that they really talked, like they really hammered that a lot. That it was Michter's, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
The barrel entry.
the
proof.
barrel
Yeah.
entry. They were like, look, you're
Goes
just
in same barrel entry proof on everything.
yeah,
Yeah.
and there was all 105 or something like that. It was
That's
really
the thing,
really
too,
low.
though.
They
You're
were
talking
like,
about Michter's?
yeah,
Yeah.
You got to think it's like every location is going to be a little bit different too on that. So they got to hone that in. They got to do the science and figure out
Yeah.
what your entry proof is going to work best in your environment and everything else. And
Well, some of it's just a matter of economics.
yeah,
Right? Some of them are going to go in at high proof because then they can water it down. It goes even higher proof, right? They got to have it below 165 to keep it being bourbon.
There's different chemistry too. If you have a lower barrel entry proof, you're going to get different interaction.
Yeah.
Because you have a higher water content in the
Do it stay in the
distillate.
barrel longer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Their big thing, they said, you're not watering down the flavor.
No.
By going in at a lower proof, you're getting more of the barrel, and we know what the barrel does.
Yeah.
It's significant, right? So that was kind of the whole point in what Michter said was, we want to retain as much of the flavor as possible. And so by going in at a lower proof, we're not going to water it down as much after the barrel.
Correct.
And it's going to maintain more. And we've tasted it. We've had plenty where we've talked about the higher proofs are better, but then we've had like this at 104, and it's
It has all the same
Michter's
complexity
perfect,
and
yeah.
everything,
Michter's 10-year, what is that, 90 proof?
Yeah.
I'll put that bourbon up against any.
yeah.
It's good.
We had that
Yeah.
the other day.
We just had it at my grandmother's celebration of life.
great
Thank
bourbon.
you very much,
Yeah.
Mike and Jen.
I brought a couple pours for you. to
Yeah,
share.
that was great. Really, really appreciate it. It was absolutely phenomenal.
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 So we're at Mexican the other Thursday, right? And we found out about the straight from the barrel thing. Had a couple margaritas. We go home, and we've had these storms. Not that that matters. Verizon screwed something up around here. My internet's been terrible. So, wife and I get home. We're both a little liquored up. We pour another drink because why not?
Why not?
At that point, right? And we start doing some critical listening because we're doing this add-on and we're trying to evaluate speakers. And I've got some nice paradigms at home, and I just want to listen to them. And she's like, "Yeah, and we can't stream anything." And we find our old binder. Like the binder you used to keep in your car when you had your
the
CD.
CD Bible.
That's right, a
Yep.
CD Bible, right? And there's not a single CD in there that's older than like,
all Garth
or that's
Brooks.
newer than maybe like 2002,
Yeah.
right? Everything's older stuff, and we're just digging stuff out and throwing it in the DVD player and listening. And Janelle, I sent out a video to a couple like family members or something. She's just back there with her eyes closed and like listening, real intent, and we start getting, a few more drinks in us and start kind of dancing and grooving. And it's a great night, right? Just a fun night. We get to bed midnight or whatever. I wake up the next day and my knee is twice the size it was when I went to bed. I've been feeling so good, and now I'm like hobbling again. It's totally fine. Like I just,
Yeah.
you
You just
know,
overdid it.
I just
You
overdid
overexerted
it.
it a little bit,
Exactly.
yeah.
So I didn't rip anything or
It
tear
wasn't ready.
anything. It was not ready for
She
me to be
wasn't ready.
dancing. So yeah, I'm sitting at the freight game last night, which we'll talk about that here in a second.
Yeah.
And I'm like just dying because it's bent, and I just really need it to be straight.
Yeah.
But yes, even as
Well-
good as I've been feeling, I've been moving great. But
You have been, yeah.
Yeah,
By
yeah.
the way, you're wearing the Fuel jersey.
Mine's in the
Big
car.
win for them last night.
huge,
Beat up on those the
Uh,
evil Fort Wayne Comets.
and
That was
and
great.
even bigger win on Wednesday this
Yes.
past week.
Yeah.
We won in a shootout.
Walleye. That was a great game.
Yeah,
That was
against
huge.
Toledo, who's 5th in the league.
Yes.
And I think if that's not the first win we've had against them, I'd be surprised. It might
was a
be the
great
first
game.
one this
They've
season.
played them really well this year, but they just haven't finished.
They have not finished.
And that's 2 in a row. And honestly, if they win, I'm going to say if they win one more game before
I
the
think
end of the
they're
season,
in.
they're in for the playoffs.
Yep, I would tend to agree.
I think they could be in now, but there's going to be
Is that the
some help.
wild card or the regular?
It's
slot?
just there is no
top 4. There's
yeah,
no wild
top
card
4.
in ECHL.
Top 4 in each division go in.
Yep.
Yep, and then that's.
And they will be the last in their division for sure. But
they're
you
coming
never
on.
know. They're playing really well right now. Goudreau. Oh my God! Did you see that save last night?
No, I didn't see anything. I was again
So,
football game.
It was one of those saves where he stopped it. It flipped over his shoulder, and he reached back behind his back with his glove and caught it, and pulled it out on the line.
Man, that's
it was
great.
amazing. The best save of his career probably.
That's awesome.
So he's on fire now. I'm hoping that the rest of the team is. Llewellyn, he got a hell of a goal starting out. So we're getting there. We're ready.
Well, we picked up some players, like
Yep.
quite a few. You got to watch the roster changes almost
It's
every
gonna
day now.
Well, it can't anymore. We're within 5 at the end of the season.
Yeah, it's gonna
Okay,
s-
so
it's
this will
locked.
be
So
whatever
what we
it
have
is
now
is-
is who we have, which is not a bad thing.
And we have a game tonight at 7.
Yes, we
7
do.
tonight, yeah.
Yep,
I'll be there.
yep. So you're going.
Absolutely.
Sweet.
I'm there.
I already knew I was going to be all liquored up going. 'cause
Well, we'll be out there.
leaving from here, going to pick up Janelle, go to the game.
Are you guys going to the 9th next Wednesday?
Yeah, actually, I don't know, podcast listeners out there, anybody. So I've got 6 tickets that are for me and my family. I've got another 12. I just booked a whole section.
Okay.
That's 18 tickets. So if somebody is interested in going, they're
Reach
free.
out to us.
Dr. J calling Dr.
Dr.
Johnson.
J, yep.
It's in
Hey,
his
look,
price point.
hey, look, we're
By the
doing a
way-
podcast, and Dr. J's not
Guess
here.
what?
He's not here.
Nobody text him. Don't text the group. Don't do anything. Let's see
Yes.
if he actually listens to the
There
podcast.
you go, there you go.
And if he does, he'll get a ticket. And if not,
Sorry
sorry,
about
Doc.
ya.
But it's Wednesday, 7 o'clock.
You gotta drive yourself.
The
Well, if
ninth.
you-
The 9th.
If
So
you don't fill all those seats, then Tam and I will move down and sit with you guys because we're going to that game too.
perfect.
We're actually doing.
There's a lot of
another-
tickets available
We're doing
right
our
now.
last activation, which setting up a booth there. We're doing that on the 11th, the last home
Yep.
game.
Oh, good.
Yep.
We'll be at
That
that
is
one.
fan appreciation night, so it's going to be probably a really fun night.
Oh,
down there.
the 9th is happy hour night, and I think it's all craft beers are going to be $6.
There you
Love
go.
that.
That's brewery. That's less than brewery prices right, there
Right,
for you. So get in
right.
there and get
So
'em.
you can get pints of beer at the fuel game for $6. Like get the Indy Fuel beer, get the freight beer, all the good
Track
stuff.
jumper.
Oh,
Yeah, the Metazoa's there.
What's
they got
the
the,
one
Trash
from,
Panda.
Trash Panda's my favorite.
Oh, the King Jug.
King
they
Jug's
got a
there.
hazy. That's actually not a bad hazy. It's not
Oh,
terrible. If you got
Earl of Citra, yeah.
and the yes, Earl of Citra, very
The
good.
what's the one that Jen was drinking the other day? The blood orange.
That
Florida
was
Ray.
Blood Orange
yes,
Blonde
yeah.
from
Yeah.
Fort A.
Fort
Ray.
A.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
from
a
Fort
great,
A. Ray.
a great
That one's so
bourbon,
good on
great beer.
draft.
they've done a good job of actually supporting a lot of local breweries.
Yeah.
there.
They really
I like that.
have.
Glad
I
to
wish
see
they would.
that.
I wish they would get in. They need to just say, somebody who knows bourbon, would you please come talk to us?
Yeah.
Right? Have one of us get up there and talk to the food and beverage manager. Somebody's got to go talk to them about
I'd
bourbon.
love to see them get.
They
Circle
need
City
a
in there.
couple. Circle City or
Foley.
somebody. I mean,
He's a
yeah.
supporter. He's there. He's got season tickets. He's there.
Yeah, they
It's
really
like, I'd
just
like to
need
see
to
him get in
figure
there.
it out.
Which he was last year. I think the price just got a little bit higher. than
Yeah, it did.
Made
It's a
sense.
money thing.
It's all money. Yeah.
So, last night, holy shit.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Football.
Let's talk. Football is in Central Indiana.
Indoor football.
Indoor football in April, going through, I think, the beginning of June. We had our
So much
first
fun.
home game. The team is 2-0. Wow. I mean, you talk about like in your face. I immediately want tickets on the sideline.
Had you ever been to an arena football
No,
game?
I've never been to an indoor football
they're
game
so
of any
fun.
So you
type.
never went to the Firebirds?
No, I
when they
did
were here?
not.
So fun.
This is crazy.
It's so fun. It's
It is
all
it-
action.
and it's all. It's like a professional version of backyard football.
It is.
That's all it is. It's like
I
you're
love
just-
when the guy starts from the other side and runs in an arc.
Oh,
and then just
yeah.
chases and then they hike the ball and he's at full sprint. I'm like,
Yes, it is. It is
and,
absolutely
and you
crazy.
mentioned too the goalposts are a lot closer, which they're super
They're
super
very
close.
Yeah.
That's what she said.
But you'll have someone they're on the other 5-yard line and they'll still kick a field goal. And these
Mm-hmm.
guys are kicking 50-yarders, at what?
Which I
15
don't
feet,
think you can
15
do.
feet or so apart.
I don't think you can do it that far.
I think you can.
Not
Well, you used to be able
not
to.
from
Not
not
anymore.
in our arena
No.
because the scoreboard's too low.
Yep.
They'd
I
hit
didn't
the
think about
scoreboard.
that. I didn't
They
think
had
about that,
two
yeah.
kickoffs hit the scoreboard last night, and I kind of wondered about that. But they usually squib kick anyway.
They do.
Yeah.
That's like their norm is to
Well,
squib
yeah, you
kick.
can't kick off. It's going to go.
It'll
through
just go to the end zone. Yeah, to go completely out.
But on the kickoffs, you can actually take it off the net and pull it
Correct,
out.
you can.
So
You also get to keep the ball.
Yeah.
If it goes into the stands,
and you
you
catch it,
keep
you
the
keep
ball.
it.
Nice.
that's cool.
Well, I think
Yeah.
you showed. Did you show the video of the touchdown catch where the defender and the receiver both flipped over?
Oh,
Oh,
there
yes.
was
Yeah, I
there
showed
was
that one.
multiple times that happened.
Yeah.
Like one of them, it was we were playing Tulsa, the Tulsa Oilers last night, and the Tulsa guy got the catch, but as he went over the wall, the ball hit the handrail, the rail. On the
and it bounced
stairway,
out.
and it knocked it out. I'm like, our arena is playing defense. This
Yes.
is awesome. It is just.
It's about as close to hockey as you can get on for football.
Except one difference. Every time there started to be a little scuffle, you saw everybody put their hands up. I didn't
Yeah,
touch
I
it.
didn't do it. Yeah,
I'm like,
you're right.
That's not hockey. Hockey, they'd be throwing,
No,
right?
but don't you love the sideline passes? And they catch it and they get plowed into the front row. I'm like,
it's great.
amazing.
And
That
then
poor old lady was terrified. She was sitting like right at the
Yes.
50-yard line and right there on the front, and the guy came up over the wall at her, and I thought, for God, she was gonna have a heart attack. She lost her shit right there.
I can't
that
even-
tells me that was like the Fisher's ladies. Like, I want to support local. I'm going to get seats on the 50-yard line.
Right.
I'm going to be right on the wall.
I'm
had
never
no
doing this
clue.
again.
no, it is absolutely
Danger,
legit.
danger.
Danger.
Danger close.
They didn't sell out last night, but I think that probably
was
had
close.
to do with Fisher's. It was on spring break.
Yeah.
They just started spring break, so I think that probably kind of hurt a little bit. But there were still 5,500, right? So they were off by
Still a good
1,000
amount.
from
That's
a sellout.
That's pretty amazing.
That is really incredible.
For a new
I'm
sport?
guessing
For a
that-
brand new
brand
sport,
new,
first
first
They
game.
never had that with the Firebirds.
No,
there might
it's-
have been 1,000 people in the
It
stands.
was. I just, guys, you got to go. The tickets are reasonable.
They're about the same as the fuel.
Pretty much.
A little bit
Yep.
more, maybe. I think.
We actually got them cheaper. They were $25
Yeah.
to add on per game.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
$200 each for Janelle and I.
And if you're not a live person, if you go to IFL streaming, you can buy a package and stream the entire season for $30.
There you go.
Oh.
GoIFL.com.
And how many
And I-
how many
'cause
games
that's-
they have? They only have like 4 home games,
There's
right?
no.
Eight.
It's 8 home games. It's
8 home
16
games.
games for the
Okay,
season.
16. Okay.
Okay.
I thought it was
Yeah.
shorter than that.
No. It was intense. What I especially loved about it, I think one of the things we like about hockey, obviously, is kind of the police your own, the violence involved
Full
with
action,
it, right?
yeah.
Exactly, right? It makes it feel, and when the refs get in the way, everybody gets kind of pissed off, and the refs will eventually kind of let up because they
Yeah.
know fighting's part of the game. You have to let it happen.
Yeah.
This is not the no fun league.
No.
There is the professionalism that exists in the NFL is completely corporate, and that's fine, right? They've
Yeah.
made an incredible product as
a
far as
brand.
sports go. In the U.S., football, NFL football specifically, is king.
It's a solid number 2.
It's sorry, but in terms of business and
No, in
crowd
business,
and everything,
I'm teasing,
I know
yes.
it's absolutely the number one sport, and it's not even close, right? People talk about soccer and all this stuff in the rest of the world. I get it.
Yeah.
In the U.S., it is the NFL. Period. Everybody else is chasing the NFL, and nobody else is even in a close second.
Yeah.
Right. This is the exact opposite. As the game went on and it was becoming more and more apparent that Fishers was going to win, the players are like dancing on. I mean, they're standing up on the bench and they're just like getting into it with the crowd. By the way, our guy down there that's always yelling
Yeah.
at the hockey games,
Yep.
that's like 10 rows up, he was jawing back and forth with like 3 different players on Tulsa.
And there's no wall between.
There's
the
no
players.
wall. You could just like climb right up. I mean, he was
great.
he was in their head.
We need that.
It was awesome. It's just a different experience, and you're so close and so connected with what's going on. And these guys, they said in the history of the IFL, which it's been the longest running indoor football league in existence. It's pro, right? They're pro athletes. They get paid to do this. And they said they've had over 300 players that have got NFL contracts.
Right.
But you got like 20 players per team. however many years it's been going on. 300 isn't like a ton. It's
Right.
awesome.
It's a good percentage.
Most of these
Yeah.
guys are never going to play in the NFL.
Well, okay,
They're just
so
not.
I know Kurt Warner played in the CFL, but I believe he was started in the AFL or in the
Arena.
Arena
yeah,
Football
he did.
League,
And then he went
AFL.
to,
eh,
I can't remember, did he go to Canadian or?
I think
no,
he-
you're thinking of, it was,
no, he was actually only Arena, wasn't he?
he was only Arena. Doug Flutie
Doug
was the
Flutie
one
did.
that,
That's right.
was Canadian
That's right.
football.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, Kurt Warner comes in and wins a freaking Super Bowl
exactly.
from Arena
Yeah, from
Football.
Arena
It's
football.
pretty amazing. I mean,
It's
and
entirely possible.
These guys are solid athletes
oh, no question about
that are
that.
trying to figure out a way to move up.
And if they can, great. If they can't, it's kind of like the guys
Still
that
having
get
fun.
signed to Indy Fuel contracts.
Yeah.
They're not Rockford Ice Hog. They're not Blackhawks contracts that are playing in the ECHL.
Right.
Right. This is the Chris Cameron, the Colin Bielik.
Yeah.
They're having fun. They get to be paid to play a sport, right? And extend that fun for them for a few more years. That's these guys, and they know it.
Yeah.
And they're totally okay with it, and they're going to have fun with it.
Yep.
So it was, I don't know. I did not know what to expect going there. And
It's
I
fun.
walked away with like a big old grin on my face going,
Yeah.
I am so glad we got these tickets.
I was
Yep.
up in the garage loft watching it on the iPad, and I was having a blast. And I wasn't even
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
But I was just like, this is cool.
So it's
You
so
guys
entertaining.
gotta go to a game.
Louisville had one, but they went bankrupt. Team, the
Yeah.
Louisville Extreme.
I
They
don't
had
think
it for like 2 years.
That
and they
was the
went
way
bankrupt.
the Firebirds here too.
Yeah, it was XFL.
Well, at that time, it was also they were trying different things for football, and it just never took.
Yeah, it never
Yeah.
stuck.
No,
I
I
don't
still-
think they're going to have that problem.
I still say bring back the Lingerie Football League. That was fucking amazing.
That was actually.
Regardless of any sexist implications whatsoever, those girls hit hard
Mm-hmm.
and did not care. They'd score a touchdown and grab a fan's beer and chug it, spike
Oh,
it.
yeah.
You're talking
it was
about beer league.
amazing.
That was it.
Oh, and the fan interaction. I mean, high fives. They get in the end zone. They're waiting on the kickoff, and they're high fiving every fan around the side,
Yep.
trying to get people jacked up. And
Well, I like there was a attempted touchdown pass for the other team last
yeah,
night.
Tulsa. Yep.
And one of the fans caught it instead of him, and he taunted the shit out of him. And he caught it, and the other guy didn't score the touchdown. And I was just laughing.
Yeah.
So while we're talking sports, before we move on, shout out to the Mad Ants. Their season ended in the playoffs. They made it past the
Yeah.
first round. So
Well, good
they
job.
had the 4 seed. So we hosted a home game on April 1st, which was Tuesday. So we had one more home game that I got to direct. So it was super fun. We won that game, made it to Florida to play the Osceola Magic, and got our ass kicked.
Yeah, that was a hell of a
but
team, though.
It was
they're
good.
good.
Yeah, but it's good. So now their season's over. I'm
Next
sure
up.
they'll play it.
Noblesville Noodles.
Yeah, Noblesville Noodles.
Yeah.
No, still don't know the name. I wouldn't leak it if I did, but I don't. Yeah, they're going to Noblesville.
That'd
So
probably be a resume generating
We have,
event.
Yeah.
we have the tomorrow will be the NCAA championship for women's basketball.
yeah.
Yeah.
UConn and
versus
South Carolina.
USC.
Shout
Yeah,
out
yeah.
to Ashlyn Shade. She's a sophomore on UConn from
Yeah.
Noblesville. I know her
Heck
dad,
yeah.
Matt, real well.
Awesome.
And she's getting a little bit of playing time.
Yeah, good for her.
Good.
They're playing a lot more of the
That's awesome.
seniors at
Good.
this tournament, but she's getting in, making some plays when she's in there, and so
UConn going to win
excited
like
to
their
see
27th
Gosh,
title.
crazy.
I think
man.
USC 's
South
gonna take
Carolina
it.
is going to be
South
a
Carolina's
tough
good.
one. Yeah,
UConn just wins a
Well,
lot of titles.
UConn's the only number 2 seed that was in the Final Four.
Yeah.
Yeah.
correct.
So I mean,
Yeah.
let's talk about the selection committees. They crushed it this year.
They really did.
Yeah, they did a good job.
All 4
Yes.
number ones in the men's and 3 of the 4 number ones in the women's. I mean, they really
This did
picked
not
well.
feel like a
It
number
did not-
one's year at all
It didn't. It felt
in
like
the
it was going to be
men's.
upsets.
Yeah.
Never happened.
Few
That's
early, but
that's my bracket.
It was all number ones. You went
No, it
number-
was
No.
terrible.
No, actually, I finished. I'm in first place right now.
Good for you, man.
I don't get to win anything.
Great.
But I'm first place.
I had Duke in one and Michigan State in the other.
Well, I've got. If Duke wins it all, I win the pool. If Florida wins it all, Allen Homefleet wins the pool.
Oh,
If
there
one of
you
the
go.
other 2 teams, I have no clue what's going to happen. Because I mean, think about it. We still got Auburn in there too, and we've got
Auburn, Florida,
Houston.
UConn,
Florida.
and not
Houston.
Not
Is it
yet.
Houston?
Houston.
Houston
yeah.
and Duke.
So I mean, it literally could be those 2 in the final. You know, it didn't have to be Duke and
Well,
Florida, but my gosh.
I had St. John's winning the men's, and I had TCU winning the women's. So
So that's going on
And I
tonight.
love Kelvin Sampson, man. I do. I love Kelvin.
Really?
I do. I love
Do you
him.
really? I can't stand that
You
guy.
don't like him? I like him.
Not really a fan.
Nah.
No.
Nah.
Not.
You know, the funny
especially
thing
after
is,
the IU days.
every single thing that he did at IU is completely legal now.
Yeah.
I know.
I'm
Well,
saying the
it's
same thing.
entire
ridiculous.
career.
Like-
You're right. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, IU is always, run a clean program. Like, Bobby Knight really kind of set the tone on that, like, run a clean program. He was so hard about that. And,
A little hard on equipment.
yeah, a little hard on equipment. But it was something that kind of was built into Hoosier fans' DNA. Like, do it right.
Do it.
Right? And Kelvin was more liberal
The opposite
with
of that,
his
yeah.
understanding of rules, pushed boundaries. Ultimately, he's right, and these players should be getting paid. They're taking in millions and millions of dollars because of what the effort is they're putting on the court.
Yeah.
So I agree they should be paid, but the rules were the rules at the time, and
Yeah.
But they don't have to take tests. They just get an instant A.
yeah.
Hey,
should've
Rob,
been an
tell
ad.
me about this project, Lomas.
There's nothing to tell.
Nothing.
Undisclosed
but thanks
everything.
for asking.
Yeah.
No. So these are actually they're old
Best marketing
blends.
campaign ever.
So they actually
No.
probably blended these back when they still owned the Camacho brand, and these were like they had enough cigars where they wanted to keep them, but not enough to release. So what they did was they released the Project Lomas as event only cigars. You can only get these coming to this Aladino event. Trey did tell me that the ones we got right now are going to be the ones we've had for the last year. But the new ones coming up is going to be another new blend, and it's going to be another Project Lomas event-only cigar.
So maybe we could do an Indy Fuel
So,
one and do a
good
project.
cigars,
Limo.
very good cigars, but we don't know exactly what they're. Honestly, there's probably a lot of Corojo because that's kind of what Aladino is known for. But there's definitely a different complexity to that cigar.
Well, while you're lighting that up, I got another song to play for us.
Well, cool. While we're doing that, why don't we crack the next bottle?
Let's
since
do
we're all
it.
sitting here with empty
We
glasses.
do have to actually pay some bills at some
We
point,
will.
too.
Not yet, though. Here's a new song. Nobody's heard this one. I guarantee it. Let's get into that last bottle.
You got to hear this.
Give it Jungle Book vibes.
Oh, what is this?
I'll tell you in a minute. You got to hear it.
This is going to be our new theme song.
I'm loving
Yeah,
every
it
minute
has
of
to
this.
be.
When these two roll through, even leopards scat. One won't sing loud. Garbusto and Justo, they draw a crowd. Bananas for the king, cigars for the boss. Together they're legends, they can't be lost. No loss. Garbusto and Justo, kings of the sea.
So this is a song that Trey Mack sent us.
Yes.
That's amazing.
That is
So-
awesome.
So they have a new line coming up in the next year. They're gonna be like 60 ring gauge by 3.5 or 4, something like that, cigars, and so they're kind of like a Gordo Robusto.
Okay.
So
Gorbusto.
Gorbusto, and it's gonna be events are gonna be Gorbustos with Justo. Because Justo will be coming.
Oh, man.
So he actually, from what I understand, he wrote this song and put it through AI, and this is what came out.
Oh,
No
that's
kidding?
hilarious.
Yes.
That's a great
Isn't
song,
that insane?
man.
Oh my gosh. So yes, I think this needs to be part of our intro.
It has to be.
It has to be.
No
So-
copyrights on this, then.
No.
We don't have to pay
AI,
anybody or
so yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
I will tell you right now, knowing Trey Mack, this has probably never hit the air anywhere yet.
Wow, you heard it
First
here
one.
first.
So we
Exclusive.
are the debut of this song.
Yeah, you heard it here first. Pass it along, Rob.
Yeah.
Exclusive
Oh,
announcement
I thought you
of
guys
the.
already had it. I'm sorry.
No.
Exclusive announcement of the 85th Aladino coming out.
Yeah.
Cannot wait for that.
It's going to be great.
I mean, when we were down there at the farm, Julio had a couple of blends he would not share with us. He's like, it's not ready. It's not ready. And Trey and Justo were both telling him, he's like, dude, you got to put something out. You're already over 85 years old. You have to get this thing out. It's not ready. It's not ready. He's finally got it ready to go. So I'm so excited to see what it's going to be.
I like it. I like it.
So,
Can we pass those Lomos around?
yeah.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
No worries.
Let's see how this ends.
With Husto right beside him, they always ride. Nighttime vibe.
That is really, really good.
That
AI
is
did that?
awesome.
AI did it. He wrote it, but
He wrote it, but I have
But
to.
put it
We'll
into
have to.
AI.
We'll confirm that with him when he's here. But I'm pretty sure that's what she said.
I mean, that's great. That is what
That
she
was
said.
awesome.
So that's a fun one. So
Yeah, I'll
yeah,
have to
that's got to
download
go
that.
in the. I'll send it to you. That's got to go in our board somehow.
Yeah.
Has to.
Everybody gave Milli Vanilli shit because those weren't the actual artists. Now we're having AI write music for us.
I will guarantee you there will be bands popping up anytime if they already have
And
it
they will
yet.
be,
It's
they'll
gonna
have to,
be
they'll have to
all
like
AI.
hire people to actually play these songs.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's it. Yep.
I need the Rangers to win this game.
Is that
Who are they playing?
New Jersey.
Ow.
Yeah, the
I
Rangers-
really don't care, but Rangers need that win.
the Rangers came out really strong at the beginning of the season, all the way through to the All-Star break, and they just fell
tanked.
apart.
Same way with Edmonton, man. They struggled really bad. They've kind of brought some back, but they really struggled since the break.
Well, like I always said, I'm more of an Edmonton Oilers fan than I am of the actual team.
Yes.
Understood.
Fan of the fan.
Fan of the fan.
Fan of the fans.
Yes.
I think Lisa's going to get the man himself,
Nice.
Yeah. So
Just
it's
left.
Yeah.
so he'll be here soon.
He'll be here. Yeah, it'll be probably close to 4, but we won't be on the air at that time.
All right, Will, give it to us straight.
Okay, this is the newest release from Circle City Whiskey Company,
Stupidly good.
right here out of Indianapolis, Indiana. This is called the 50/50 Club. And
why is it
what this
50/50?
consists of is a 50% blend of 7.5-year Bardstown, Kentucky distillery, 78% corn, 10% rye, 12% malted barley, and a 9-year, 50% of a 9-year Lawrenceburg, Kentucky distillery, 75%
Gobble, gobble.
corn,
Gobble.
13% rye, 12% malted barley.
So Bardstown
Again.
and Turkey.
This is batch 1
Yeah.
of
Heaven
the
Hill.
50/50 Club.
Heaven Hill and Turkey, more than likely. And you
And
will taste both.
This is clocking in at 111.5 proof.
Beautiful.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah.
What?
We tried this last night. I just want to watch.
Oh, you just want to watch?
Yep.
Yeah. I can't wait.
Cuck.
Can't wait for you guys to try it.
The aroma's kind of different.
It's almost floral.
Almost heliotrope.
Floral with a little backing of something else.
Yep.
Dirt.
No, it's not earthy.
Not Scott's potting mix. Nope.
I'm a rooster.
No, I'd call it a little bit of meaty, a little bit of
I
bacony.
get a really nice cinnamon on the nose.
Maybe it's cinnamon can, to me, like the not the high side of cinnamon, but the low side of cinnamon can get kind of that smoky pork fat kind of
Yep.
note.
It's chewy.
Sweet oak.
Oh yeah.
It does everything you love with Heaven
Oh.
Hill and everything you love in Wild Turkey all in
Oh
one.
yeah.
So
Oh,
I
that's
texted
good.
Drew immediately after I tasted
That's
this,
not
and
good.
I'm like, dude, this is a winner.
I think I have a case of this coming,
Yeah.
or at least
had a
at
case
least
of
a
this
case. No, I have a case.
Oh, I know, but we're buying bottles somehow.
Not for me, you aren't.
No, not from you. I'm just saying somehow.
I'll sell it to you by the pour.
What else
Legally,
is new?
legally. Darn.
It's got enough nice little spice. It kind of goes up in your nose a little
Yeah.
bit.
Well, okay, so again, you have a 9+ year turkey and a 7+ year Heaven Hill. I mean, I know they're not disclosing that, but that's what
Yeah,
it is.
yeah.
This bottle is going to be about a $75 to $80 bottle. Man, that's
you know-
amazing.
Yes, please.
The spice, it almost well, it's got that Heaven Hill ethanol on the tongue that I love. Right? It just kind of it still tastes like nice and chewy, like you said.
It's
Mike.
kind of chewy.
But it also has that slightly drying and then mouth-watering component that you can get.
I feel like the Heaven Hill kind of shines through in the beginning.
I
Yeah.
do too.
But the turkey brings this like completion to it and rounds it out and kind of marries it and makes it nice, and you get those turkey notes kind of on the finish more. I
That's
feel
exactly where I was going.
like.
Yeah.
I just feel
Starts
like
off Heaven Hill, finishes Turkey.
the turkey brings it together, but you get both of what you like out of both of them together,
Yeah.
which I think is the beautiful part of this whiskey.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think it's a great fucking blend.
The blend on
He
this
did
is
a
Great
job.
blend. Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is
Damn.
all Dirt, or
Yeah, it's-
not Dirk, but Drew.
It's not
All
buff
Drew.
turkey.
I mean, he's the one that blended it, right?
Drew blended
Yeah.
this. Yeah, him.
Shout out to Drew, man.
And he just went 50-50?
50-50.
50-50.
Great call.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we tried this last night. I was like, I can't wait for Scott to have this. in
Man,
his
that's
palate.
good.
And I will say shout out to Kevin Morgan, too, because this
Oh, yeah.
is his sample bottle he let us try on the show.
Oh, thank you,
So
Kevin.
thank you, Kevin.
Appreciate that.
You may never see it
Kevin.
again.
You may not get
Thank
a
you.
bottle back.
I already told him he was probably going to get killed on the show.
I told him, I said, "Are you sure you want to leave this bottle? Because it may not be any left."
Yeah.
Just for real.
I'm doing
He's
this
like, no,
the
if you're
easy
going to
way
order
today.
it, then yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
We're paying bills the easy way today,
Go.
All right, hit it.
and we're gonna change this song. You better believe it.
What do you- Final Third Cigar is Indiana's exclusive Aladino Cigar Lounge. Come to Final Third for a selection of over 20 different Aladino cigars, including the Cameroon, a wonderful cigar with nice light flavors. Make sure and visit Final Third, the Aladino exclusive cigar lounge for Indiana.
Yeah, we gotta update that song.
Aladino event today,
Yeah.
starting in an hour.
Yep.
Yeah.
In 1 hour.
Going on right now.
Technically going on right now.
So talk about like an Aladino cigar event. What can people coming in today expect?
Yeah, so when all of our events, what we typically do is we do a 20% off box discount, and then all the brands will bring things along, so you get some free cigars along with that too. So say you buy a 20 count box of cigars. From the discount, you're getting 4 of those for free, plus you're probably getting another 4 cigars for free on top of that. So you're getting almost a half a box free by buying a box. Plus, Trey Mac always has some good samples of different swag items. So we have some ashtrays, hats, lighter, humidor, stuff like that you can also get when you buy a box. That's usually the goal. And honestly, a lot of times with Trey Mac, it's just about coming out and meeting Trey.
Yeah.
Because that dude is a wealth of knowledge in the cigar industry, but he's also hilarious. I mean, we're talking about doing this podcast on conspiracy theories because I believe he believes in every conspiracy theory ever
All of them.
invented on the internet
They're
and
not
anywhere.
conspiracies to him.
No, and rightfully so. Every conspiracy starts with some truth.
Well, and look how many have actually been proven true.
Oh, exactly.
We're
yeah.
about an 85%.
There's always truth to every conspiracy that starts out.
Yeah,
Sometimes
that's
it's
the way I
twists.
say it. It's not necessarily the conspiracy that is specifically named out there,
Yeah.
but elements of it, are absolutely
Yeah. Yep.
in truth.
Do we need to read
Foundation
the
of it.
definition of conspiracy again?
Go.
We can.
Do you have it?
Not up, but
I thought he
I
already
like how
had it.
Mike calls it up and says, okay, all
Can
right.
we do this? Yeah, we can do it.
Yeah,
Just give
we
us
can do
a
it. Will's on the
minute, damn it.
iPad. He's fine.
I remember Trey giving us.
He
the
was like, yeah,
definition.
like
To conspire.
you're like we're
Means,
conspiring
yes.
now.
Yep.
I'm
What is
really
it?
disappointed we don't have him out here right now.
He'll be here.
He will.
We'll post
Stupid
more.
Allegiant.
Yeah, dumb airlines.
Thanks a lot, Allegiant.
Thanks a lot. Thanks, Obama.
Open up our podcast.
I know. They really don't want us to be together. That's all it is.
Yeah.
They don't.
They don't.
Oh, it's coming.
Yeah.
It's, what's the security group there at the airport? The
The
TSA.
TSA is like, oh, that's Trey Mac. He's going to go on the podcast.
Oh,
Hey, somebody go and break something on the plane.
yes.
Air conditioning?
Let's turn the air-
Yeah, that's innocuous enough.
We'll pull the
Well, the
fuse.
big-
Let's do it.
The big
Yes.
question I had for him is, is Rob an alien?
Yeah.
Is Rob
we-
an
I
alien?
probably am.
You probably
You may not
are.
know you are, and you really are.
We may all be aliens. I'm just saying right now.
So the
We
Oxford
had to start
Dictionary
somewhere.
for conspiracy theory is a belief that some secret but influential organization is responsible for an event or phenomenon that takes place.
Deep state.
We
Deep
are the
state.
government, and we're here to help.
Oh, man.
So yeah, Becky was. I said I got to come up with some conspiracy question to ask him. So she's going through the top 20 conspiracies. She just pulled up on Google, and one of them I thought was pretty interesting was that Bill Gates controls the weather.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I've
I've
seen
heard
that
this
one
one.
too. That's pretty
Wow.
hilarious.
Okay.
And
Well,
the Denver airport is actually a secret headquarters for the Illuminati.
Yes,
Oh, there is so much. There is
I
a
have-
ton. The Denver
He's
airport
like,
has
well,
got
there
this
was a lot of
whole-
dirt out there. I don't really know where it came from.
It is a lot of
They
funky.
excavated-
It's a funky looking airport.
there is proof that they excavated 27 times more dirt out of that area than
Yeah.
they needed to for the actual completion of the airport.
Yeah.
So it is believed that there's an underground level.
47 stories low.
Yeah.
This is awesome.
Hey, you
I
do
love
know
it.
that we've got a government facility just right down the road here?
Yes.
There's
Suburban propane.
on 800. Okay, if you go 800, I live on 800,
Yep,
right?
yep.
And you go over to 13, and you go across.
Yep.
On the right side there's this DX Concrete.
Yep.
It took them about 4 years to build what's a little warehouse.
Right.
And there was lights up there all the time, 24 hours a day. I never saw a single person. All of a sudden, the building just existed, like out of no. But there was people working the ground for 4 years. There's a bunker out there. I'm telling you, that's a government facility. Nobody ever goes in there. Nobody ever comes out. It's a concrete company. Sure, yeah, that's baloney. That's a government facility out there. I'm telling you.
There is an actual theory out there that wasn't a concrete company. They were using that area for the underground tunnels, the high-speed tunnels the government has from Denver to New York and D.C.
There it is.
That's
yeah.
a connecting point where they went
That's
in and
got to
drilled in
be
between.
it. Yep.
This is where they stopped to get
I
Burger
thought I
King.
saw Millie Bobby Brown come out of there.
I'm sure.
Saying.
That's-
Elvis
yeah,
and Marilyn
yeah.
Monroe were hanging out too.
By the way,
That's
Rob, you are not an alien, but you are a cow.
I'm a what?
A cow,
A cow.
What is that?
according to username Boylan3448.
Wow. Wow. I'm a cow.
I wonder who Boylan3448 is.
God, she's
Stand- what is
horrible.
the
She
cow
is.
stand? It has to
She's
stand.
horrible.
She's calling you a cow.
Wow.
Fat ass.
Rob, you heifer.
Damn.
Guess who's getting on a special diet?
I don't know what to say now. God dang, Lisa.
That's just
jeez.
rude.
She goes to pick somebody
very
from the
rude.
airport, and all of a sudden, damn, she's
Wow.
She comes
Wow.
out swinging.
I've
She
been
is
called a lot of
fired.
things, but I've never been called a cow.
I've never been called a cow before in my
that's
life.
different.
God damn you, Bernice.
Wow. Talk about the emotional support I'm going to need tonight when we get home. Jesus Christ.
You won't get it.
God damn.
Moo. Hey, speaking of cows, strangely enough, that's total out of left field. Thanks, Lisa. So I'm driving on 800, right? And I'm almost to my house, and there's a farm just around the corner, right? And
the new addition.
there's a car, a minivan, just sitting there, and like kids are all hanging out, and I'm like, what's going on? It's like on the side of the road, and so they're all looking, got their phones out and everything, and I look, a cow had just had a baby, and by just had a baby, I mean I must have missed that thing dropping out of that cow by about 5 seconds. Wow. Because I turn, and there is just the mom is starting to turn around, and she's starting to lick the calf, and I'm like, whoa, that is. I mean, that thing tried
cool.
to get up off the ground right away, which was hilarious
Tis
because
the season. It's spring.
it is. It's
Babies are
spring, so
coming.
it's time. It was. I was like, man, that's
thing
pretty
got up
awesome.
faster than
I
Scott
love
off
that
the couch.
I love that family was there. You know,
they
the mom
stopped.
saw it or something, and they stopped, and they're all just. I mean, they're just enamored with it.
What's
I don't
the
blame them.
over/under on the number of baby rabbits that Gus and Howard are gonna catch in
Ooh.
your
Oh
new
man.
I'm going to say 10 or more.
really?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
100%. Every single tree. So we got the green arborvitaes, the emerald greens in the backyard, flanking the back property. Every single one has a nest.
Oh wow.
So every single one. It's
You're going to
ridiculous.
have such a bloodbath back there. It's going to look like backstage of a Garth Brooks concert.
Well,
Yeah,
wow.
Zing!
there it is.
Talking about pulling it all back around.
All around, baby.
We call that a callback.
Thank you, everybody. I'll be here all week.
I'll be
Try the
all-
veal.
if it's not, if it's not the dogs, it'll be the lawnmower.
Yeah.
Oh, way to
yeah,
bring
I've
it
done
down.
that before.
Well,
So you guys, you know what starts next week, right?
oh God, what starts next week? Daylight?
Ascot judging.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, you got to go. You got your first
I
event.
will get my samples in next week, and it's time to get busy and go to town.
There you
All
go.
right.
Heck
All
yeah.
right.
50.
What's coming to you?
You know what
Do
an
you know yet?
ascot is?
What is that?
Yours are all blind, aren't they? Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, what is an ascot? I want to know.
It's an old joke. Never
Yeah,
mind.
I don't know.
Wow.
Okay.
I mean, I know what it is, but I'm sure you've got something funny.
Thanks for leaving us hanging.
Just a stinky hole next to 2 balls.
Touche, Heine, touche.
Ba-dum-bum.
So you don't know what's coming. There's
No, I have no idea.
It's all blind.
So you
from
judge
right.
it, turn in what your results are from your tasting, and then it all gets announced.
So I heard your old G114 did well.
Man, I was on the struggle bus with that this week.
peanut butter taint.
Finally,
As you
Becky,
should be.
I did it again
No,
a second
he
time.
renamed it.
And
It's
I
not
got
peanut butter taint anymore.
What is it now?
Sorry, Lisa just commented I forgot to count to 5 before talking. Yes, Lisa, I fucking did.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so
How'd this go?
I'm in the middle of just doing blinds for this this test I'm doing, and Old Granddad 114 and Heaven Hill Bottled and Bond, I'm getting mixed up.
Holy
And-
cow.
No, I
Cow.
want to go with that.
Ow.
So they both have nut qualities about them, like
They do?
peanut qualities, and so I haven't drank a lot of Heaven Hill Bottled and Bond lately, and so I think that was the problem. And Becky got pissed at me. She's like, "You've got to reset in your head. You're looking what you think Old Granddad 114 is right now. It's just not what it is. So you need to like throw that shit out of your head of what you're looking for, and
Yeah.
where
Yeah.
you're at now. That's Old Granddad 114." And I'm like, you know what? You're right. So I went back through it. I kind of reset my brain, and I'm okay now. But I mean, I was like,
But what do you
pissing
think?
myself.
What do you think about OGD 114?
Oh, I don't like it. Well, I mean, I wouldn't say I don't like it. I think the only way I have been able to change my brain on it is that it's so much thinner than
It is.
Heaven Hill
Yeah.
Bottled and
Yeah.
Bond.
Yeah.
And I actually
Even though it's 114 proof, it's just thinner.
Yeah.
I
just
understand.
drinks
Actually, so I went. I drank that 114, right? I tried, man. I tried. I don't
You don't
like
like
it.
it. Yeah.
So you
Like
get
I
it in, you coat
don't.
the glass and you throw
Yes,
that out.
I swirled it in the glass. I threw it out. I said, gross.
Then I washed my
And
glass.
then I did go in and I tried the bottled and bond, and I'm like, okay, well, I understand. Like, there's some overlap in flavors that I totally get. I still get heavy peanut, specifically the peanut butter, right? Not just peanut, because there is definitely a difference between peanut and peanut butter.
Yeah.
And like I said, like that oil that kind of comes out of peanut butter when you haven't opened the jar in a while, and you just don't mix it well enough, and there's like this kind of, I don't know, just this off flavor. That's what I get from 114 that I don't like, right? We've joked peanut butter taint, yeah. But it's just a flavor I don't like at all. But I understood, like, when you said that you were struggling, and I went back and tasted the bottled and bond after trying to clear my palate a little bit. I'm like, all right, well, I at least understand how there's some correlation between these two. But one is amazing,
Yeah.
and the other one is not hitting my palate at all.
Well, I think a lot of it comes down to, like you were saying, and you witnessed with me, blinding is a different animal.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And I blinded those one down in southern Indiana, and I had that Jeff the Creed, and I'm like, this is actually pretty good. He's like, ha, that's Jeff the Creed. I'm like,
Right.
no freaking way.
Yeah, you were like, that can't be right.
There's no way, and it does. I mean, it messes with your brain. It's still whiskey, so you're tasting whiskey, but when you like with Old Granddad, we've talked about that before. None of us have ever been big Old Granddad fans.
And some people
So when you
love it.
pull
Like,
a
that's
bottle
their
out
big
and you're
jam.
like, oh, I'm not going to like that.
Yeah.
And you probably won't like it if you go into the mindset thinking you don't like something.
Yeah. And
So blinding does it.
This wasn't about liking it or not liking it.
You were just trying to get
this
flavors
was about
and picks.
which
yeah.
one is it? Like,
Yeah.
Can I distinguish the nutty quality in Heaven Hill versus the nutty quality in Beam?
Yeah.
And when you get to that 100, 114 proof range, it gets a little bit trickier, I think.
I would agree with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just
Well, and how are you resetting your palate? Because obviously now you know, okay, one's Heaven Hill, one's Old Granddad.
Right.
You got to reset your palate or your entire mindset again, because now you're tasting them completely blind, and it's literally just judging what you're tasting
So-
individually, as opposed to, I know this is Heaven Hill. I know one's one or the other. It's going to be a
So if I was
different
getting
mindset.
if I was getting graded on it by, an examiner, and they're not. If I've got to call the qualities out of what I'm tasting. So if I'm calling out that nutty quality and I get it wrong, but I've called out that at least the flavor profiles that both can share,
Right.
Yeah.
then I'm not like dinged as bad as if I just said, oh, it's Maker's Mark, right? Like, you know.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
So, what does this look like for you? I mean, obviously, Ascot's is a lot of whiskey, and you have a small portion that you're dealing with, and I know everybody else has their small portions.
Yeah.
So, what are you doing? Are you actually grading this on a 100-point scale? Or
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
So you have categories you're actually figuring out as you go to try to get to that 85 to 95 point.
Yeah, so
Mark.
the idea is that the way I understand it is when I start to do it, when I start to taste a sample, I should automatically, before I even taste it, think of it as an 80 points, okay?
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
starting at 80 points, and then as I taste it, is it better
or
than
down?
80? Is it worse than 80? And then, you know, give a couple of notes on it. Nothing, I don't have to write a thesis on it, but give 3 or 4 notes on it, why I scored it the way I did, and then move on. And then so on and so forth.
Okay.
And then, I think I'll do, I've got 50 samples. I'll probably do 5 to 8 at a time, and then walk away and maybe do 5 or 8 on another day.
Yeah, you can't
Make sure
overwhelm
my
it, yeah.
palate's good.
Yeah.
I want to give, everyone who's submitted a sample, first of all, they think it's good or they wouldn't have sent it in.
Right.
2, they've spent money to do this. I want to give them my best. So if I'm at a bad day and I'm not tasting right, like, I am not going to taste it all because
Right.
I don't want to do a disservice to something that could be really good,
Sure.
or something that's really bad.
So
Yeah.
And-
let's go to like what Jackie said too. What is your process going to look like for that? Are you going to have a cigar before, after, or during that because you're a smoker, or are you going to go fresh palate and hope for the best? Because
Are you going to
Not-
do like a palate cleanser starter?
9 out of 10,
Yeah, I
like,
was going to say, do you start with
we
do you like-
calibrate, we smoke, or we calibrate with another bottle. Are you intending to do that, or are you going to start?
I'm going to calibrate with a bottle
Nailed it.
that I know. I'm going to calibrate with a bottle that I know what flavor profile.
Better watch
Sure.
it. The owner's going to be pissed.
Like old. Yeah, like Old Forester.
Like 1910, 1920.
Yeah.
I know those. Like if
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
I know those
a
flavor
JTS
profiles.
or
Something
yeah,
you-
you drink a lot,
Okay.
yeah.
So I'll
That's
do
fair.
that, but I'm not going to go have a heavy meal before.
Yeah.
I'm not going to smoke before. Even though I do smoke a lot. When
It's
I-
going to color the palate.
yeah.
I'm just not
Yeah.
going to do that.
Yeah.
I'm going to
Okay.
be.
Because you don't really have like a go-to cigar. You're kind of like, you're changing out. You got a flavor profile you like, but
Yeah.
yeah, you're changing out. So you don't have something consistent that you can go and calibrate to say, okay, I smoke cigars a lot, so I'm going to smoke
If I
this
smoked
cigar.
knuckle sandwiches every single time and I smoked nothing else, I would lean more to doing that.
Right.
Yeah.
But I don't.
Correct.
So
Yeah.
like,
That's fair. Yeah.
am I doing an Espinosa, 10th anniversary versus a knuckle sandwich versus a HVC versus what, it's going to be different.
Yeah.
We
yeah.
know, we've seen that. Cigars change the taste of whiskey. all the time.
100%.
So
Well, it
I
did
just wanna
earlier, yeah.
Take
Yeah.
that out of the,
The
equation.
Jeffersons.
Wouldn't
Okay.
wouldn't
Do you
be-
have to? Are you just submitting like notes and stuff to him, or do you have to send him like videos and things too?
No videos now, just notes.
Just notes.
Well, they saw him in the Speedo. They don't want video.
Yeah,
Right. They said we
want
don't
us
need
to-
that. We don't need that in our lives.
Yeah.
It's just going to be an ascot.
Yeah.
He's going to be sitting at the table naked with just an ascot.
Yeah, I could do that.
Yeah. For our sake, I think he should.
Yeah.
But I also don't want video of that.
Well, he's at a table, so.
I'm in.
You say you don't, but you really do. Scott.
Yeah, I was
You
gonna
really
say.
do.
By the
like
way,
a
I will
train
say
wreck.
we
Will's
did
new
get
OnlyFan page.
we did get
tabletop
clarification
discussions.
from Lisa on the cow comment.
Oh, let's hear
Yeah.
it.
Okay, she said because of your childhood insulin. Because insulin used to come from cows, right?
Yeah. Oh,
so
I get it. I get
that's
she
what
said.
the
Okay.
joke was from.
You're 35% cow is what you're
Yeah,
saying.
she
Yeah,
is.
Lisa, we
very
totally
convinced.
missed that, yes.
Well, because my first probably 10 years of my diabetes, it was all pork and beef insulin.
Right.
And she's
yes.
pretty convinced that's why my neck is so freaking tight and everything else.
Because you're part cow.
It's because you're part cow.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
so-
it.
And
That's
Yeah.
right.
aliens abduct and mutilate cows.
Yes.
Oh, so, and he's an alien.
Here we go.
Circling around.
All the
yeah,
way back, yes,
coming back.
yes.
That's why that beard grows so quick.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, a trip up there is like a year here, right? So, I mean,
Exactly.
Something like that.
No, it's the other way around.
or a year here
A
is
year
like
up
a day
there
up
is
there.
like a day up
Yeah,
down
so
The
here.
higher gravity, the slower time
Can-
goes.
Sure.
So
I-
the less gravity, the faster it
I
goes.
wanted to bring up something I didn't get to unfortunately miss, but maybe you guys could talk about the first club event that we had last week.
Oh,
Oh, good
yeah.
call,
Let's
yeah.
talk about the members event. So,
members
I want
event
to
was
hear
nice.
from you guys.
so one, it was awesome. If you are not a member, you have to wait till January of next year to become a member at Final Third. But we will continue to talk about it because it's if this is a place that you love and you want to get a deeper level, of involvement, this is a great way to do it. So the members event, Rob and Lisa were extremely generous with the members. We got Heaven Hill 19.
Nice.
Which was awesome. We also smoked the new McAuliffe Purple. And special shout out
to
and
Jeremy.
thank you to
Thank you,
Jeremy
Jeremy,
and,
for that
and
one.
McAuliffe for providing the purple, which is not released.
No. Jeremy and Amy both took care of us on that one.
They,
for sure.
they really did.
Yep.
Just absolutely loved it. Food from Dulit,
Yeah.
which was, man, I have not been there yet. That's a mistake.
A little
I
bit of
love
pork
their food.
tacos.
That pasta,
That pasta's so good.
man.
I'm so
Cajun
glad I
chicken.
had two
Cajun
dishes to take
pasta?
home.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
Cajun chicken.
Cajun,
Cajun chicken
man,
pasta.
that was.
Cavatappi's my favorite pasta.
I will tell you right now, if you're in this area, Dulit, Fortville, it's right on 67. You just go try it. I mean, I've never had a meal there that I haven't enjoyed.
Yeah.
And I've tried
Non-dairy
almost
queso.
everything on it.
Yeah, I was
yeah,
saying,
non-dairy
if you have a lactose issue,
non-lactose, yeah.
That's the place to go.
that's the place to go because they
It
have a
is.
specific menu catered to
Yeah.
lactose.
Actually, anything that has cheese on the menu, you can get
well,
the non-dairy
it's-
cheese in it.
Yep.
I think what he said was it's backwards. It's that assume that it's non-dairy unless you want regular cheese. So like,
Right.
the
You got both
salad and
options.
stuff is everything comes non-dairy unless you
Yes.
ask for the dairy version
Yes.
of things. So like
Yeah.
even like the butter they put on their chicken is non-dairy butter.
Exactly,
So like
yeah.
he just cooks with like vegan intentions
Yeah.
with meat.
Yeah.
I'm like that's perfect. I love
So,
it.
Yep.
and it feels so clean after you eat it. You don't
Yeah.
feel heavy or anything. I
Oh
always
no, it
love
was
going there.
Yeah, it was absolutely fantastic.
Good.
I think if I had like something to say about it that we could do better, I think we need to have an interactive portion.
Yeah, I agree with
Yeah,
that.
I think we needed to have something where the members, we did an introduction this
Yeah.
time, and that
Yeah.
was actually great because it was nice. There was a few that, there was a couple that
people
I
there
don't
I
think
didn't even know.
I didn't
Yeah.
know at all.
Right.
And loved that they were members and want to embrace the membership side of this.
Yeah.
And be able to talk and express opinions and share ideas and thoughts. So I think we need to find some way to continue the interaction. The introduction was great. Maybe if we're going to do a special pour or something, or even with the special cigar, hey, let's take 5 minutes, go around, each member give your thoughts.
Yeah. No,
Right,
I like
as
that.
we get to the
I like
tail
that.
end. What did you think of this? What flavors did you get? Just something to kind of create interaction, because I
Yeah.
think, the Facebook page, I love that Kevin has been posting a little bit out there.
Yeah.
We have a members only Facebook group.
Yep.
That's private, and want to kind of try and interact a little bit there. You don't have to be all the time or anything, but
Right.
these are people that love smoking cigars, generally love drinking bourbon. Great place to be able to just have some light, fun discussions out
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
I think it was Kevin was talking about did I post about the breakfast cigar thing, or Kevin did, and then I commented on it?
Kevin
Yeah,
posted.
Kevin
it.
Kevin
Yeah.
posted
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so just stuff like that. I think if we could do that in the members and get the members engaged with each other
Yeah.
a little bit more, I think that's the scope of the event was awesome.
Yeah.
Good.
Food, drinks, smokes, like all fantastic.
Good.
Just a little bit more, some way
Interaction.
to have some interaction.
Yeah.
And of course, this
I'm
one it
with
was +1. So like most people brought their spouses. I know at least
Yeah.
one person brought a friend.
Yep,
Which is definitely always nice. But something that just really bring the member group a little bit, more together and drive that.
I like it.
Yep.
Yep.
We missed you. We missed Dave.
Yeah,
I saw Dave walk in.
Yep. Dave and
Good to see you, buddy.
Brandon.
I love the
making it in.
highball,
Brandon,
the
yeah.
highball crystal glass.
Oh my
beautiful
goodness! Well, the
glass,
giveaway stuff
Yeah, they had
was.
giveaways. They had the
Yeah.
couple of the Warhead
Yeah, did you
10
see the
ashtrays.
Warhead 10
man.
ashtrays were one of the
Rob told me
giveaways.
they went pretty fast.
They were the
They
first
were gone.
three. They were the first three picks that people
Yeah.
that got drawn. That was the first three things that
They
disappeared.
were cool. I wish I could have got more.
Dave's over there like, I want that one.
Aside from the Heaven Hill 19, you also had inaugural barrel picks.
Inaugural
Yes.
and the port
The,
finish.
the
so.
two that are
Yeah.
out now we had in here for the members only. So I'm going to continue to do that going forward as well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
which you got
again-
19 on the bar now, so.
Again,
Yeah.
the goal of the membership
Yes.
was, provide some financial value back. There's some credits that you get. We're not going to go into all the details, but there's some credits that you get, and then
Inquire within.
ask about details if you want to know. That was
Yeah.
kind of weird, wasn't it?
What's that?
There's a guy just out there taking pictures. I'm not sure of what, but
Oh, okay.
whatever.
Like,
Hey, come
subscribe.
back here.
Yeah.
Or not.
And then, of course, the big thing was like special access, first access to new cigars before anybody else, and some of those benefits that
Yeah.
are there. I really think, as this has the potential to grow next year,
Yeah.
if there's things that we can do to kind of promote
Yeah.
what's going on. And then, of course, we got the members-only content that we do on the podcast as well.
Yeah, which
we
we'll
do
get-
an extra
we'll get
15,
better at that as we
15
go.
20 minutes,
Yep. Yep.
There he is.
There he is.
Hey, we saw you taking pictures, man. I hope you enjoy the place.
Welcome.
Welcome. We love it. Yes.
Tell your friends.
Tell everybody. Yeah.
And guess what? Jim's in the house.
Hi, Jim.
Hey, Jim.
Popcorn for everybody.
Heck yeah.
Jim loves popcorn.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Especially when it's spilled all over the floor.
All over the floor,
Hey,
yeah.
Jim, some jackass came over here and dumped a whole ashtray on the ground, so if you want to come sweep that up, that'd be great. I don't know who did that.
Passively aggressive and
Yeah,
ignoring you right now.
Jim's good at
Jim's
ignoring.
like, I don't know. Let that guy clean it up, whoever did it.
I've been plugged in this whole time. I don't know what you're talking about.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. All right. So
Rob did not leave.
No.
We need to pay another bill, don't we?
Yeah, we probably should.
Let's pay another bill.
Let's do it. Which one do we want to do? Let's do.
Do I still have to do a manual Harris read at some point?
You do.
All dog lovers, say hello to Spencer Lee's, offering freeze-dried pet treats, crafted with care and bursting with flavor. Spencer Lee's treats are the ultimate reward for your four-legged friend. Made from single ingredients and freeze-dried to perfection, these treats are packed with all the goodness your pup craves. Be sure to visit Spencer Lee's on Facebook or Instagram for updates and website information. Thank you to Spencer Lee's. You can get all your Spencer Lee treats here.
Yes, you can.
yes.
Disregard the dice
By the way,
in the
Mike-
background.
I know. We need to restock.
We gotta say we need to restock. So
Speaking of, so I found a new beef liver supplier.
I was
in
about
I
to
saw
bring
you
that
post
up,
that
man.
out there.
Nice
Yeah.
job.
Good deal.
T&K Farm. Shout out to T&K in Newcastle.
Nice.
$1 a pound, man.
Oh, that's
Love
great.
it. I was paying $4 a pound in Kentucky, so
That's
still
great.
fresh family farm,
Yep.
$1 a pound. I went and picked. He was like, "What do you want? 10 pounds?" I was like, "I'll take 20 if you got it." He was like, "Well, I got 60." I was like, "Well, I could take 20 right now. but I gotta move my freezer
That's
first."
good. He's
so-
got that amount for
Yeah,
you for
so
the future.
They do freeze dried stuff too, so they only do beef liver. So they only do beef liver pet treats.
Sounds like you need
But-
to actually get in
So
there too.
I told him, I was like,
Why don't you guys stop doing it and let Mike do it?
well, I was gonna tell him that. I was like, you give me your beef liver, I'll supply you with treats. I'll knock off 30% or whatever, and then you sell them whatever you want. Kind of like what
There
I
you
do
go.
with you guys. Like,
Yeah.
you get your wholesale pricing, and
Sure.
you can get them at Metazoa too. So if you want to go downtown, go to Metazoa.
Yep.
But yeah, so we're still moving, so we got to get all our stuff up and running again. But we're getting there.
Good
you
for
guys
you,
going to be
buddy.
at the old 55 event?
I will not be at the old 55.
No,
event.
he's
Yeah,
backing
he
out
had
on
to-
me.
he had to work, I think, right?
I got to bail, man. So
Bummer.
waiting for the house to sell. Things are just super tight. I did what I didn't want to do, and I took a wedding. So I
What?
got to go to Louisville and work a wedding that
I thought
day.
you were done with weddings.
I'm retired. I don't do weddings anymore.
So
sense.
you get a full-time job and now you have to go
Well,
and do weddings
Go back
again.
and
Good job,
subsidize
buddy.
with his old
Stupid
old
me
lifestyle.
being the responsible taxpayer that I am. filed my taxes, and
What a jerk.
I owe,
See, if you were an alien, you wouldn't have to pay taxes.
man, I owe a lot of taxes this year. So.
Wow, that statement was so loaded, so over the top. Oh, you're an alien.
So-
You don't have to pay taxes.
You're an alien. You're here illegally.
Based on that,
I was
space
ta-
opinions
I was
expressed
talking-
here do not
alien.
necessarily
I was talking
reflect those of the
space
Final
Yeah,
alien.
Podcast
sure
and
you
Cigar
were.
Lounge.
Not
Sure,
big-
space aliens,
Thanks,
right?
Space
Don't have to pay
alien.
taxes,
God, I was going back to
Rob.
conspiracies, not
Man,
politics.
not politics.
Hi, JC.
JC.
So, yeah.
The views and opinions expressed here do not necessarily reflect that of the Final Third Whiskey
hey,
and Cigar Lounge or its sponsors and affiliates. Any complaints and issues should be directed to the brick wall out back.
There you go.
I want to call out JC looking good. He's got the chain on. He looks like he just popped off. You know what? Were you on the plane with Trey Mac?
He came from Miami.
You
Oh,
came from
yeah.
Miami, is what you look like, buddy. You look good, man. Was the AC not working on the plane?
It looks
Because that's
like
why
he flew
Trey
a
Mac's
pla-
late.
It almost looks like he flew the private plane from Colombia.
Oh, that must be what it is. Yeah.
cigarette boat.
Grain of
JC
salt.
looking
Everything.
good, man.
Everything with a grain
Wow.
of salt here.
Yes.
Yeah, it's starting to fill up a little bit
Yep.
here at the
Yeah.
final third.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
If you're
event
listening
starting
in,
half
you
an
want
hour.
to come check us out. The Aladino event today from 3 till whenever.
Yeah.
Technically running
end of
all
the
day,
day.
but
Yeah, I mean, the Final Four's
specials and all
tonight,
that.
so we're going to be watching the games
Oh,
tonight.
absolutely.
So.
I will not be here for that. We got the fuel
Fuel,
tonight.
yeah.
That's going to be great. Looking forward to them hopefully beating up on the Comets.
Again.
Do it again.
Man, and you know, as much as I want them to absolutely drop gloves and throw,
They got to stay healthy.
you got it. Not only that, but you
don't
can't
want-
deal with suspensions or anything
suspensions.
like that. If you're going to do it legitimately.
Way
Just-
too close to the end of the season.
Yeah, get your 5-minute, fighting or your 2-minute, roughing.
No, keep it to a
and-
2-minute minimal.
Yeah.
Don't go for the heavy violation.
Yeah, well, 5 minutes not bad because
Yeah,
you
yeah.
don't even have to lose a player off the ice because
Well, yeah,
usually
but-
both get pulled, and
Yeah,
so
but
you're
we
still
saw
5-on-5.
what was it? 2 weeks ago, we saw that.
Who was it?
Was it Cameron that got the 4-minute penalty and then it ended up in a 2-week suspension?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was like a month ago.
Yeah,
a month and a
yeah.
half. Yeah.
So-
yeah, we got to be a little cautious about the
let's try to
fights.
avoid
It's
those.
Getting into playoff season here pretty soon, and with
It's
the fuel
time.
looking really good to get in the playoffs, I'm excited, man. It has been such an up and down season. Like it has been kind of brutal.
Dude, a month or two ago, there was nobody
No
saying
chance,
there's
yeah.
any chance they're going to be in the playoffs.
No, we were like just waiting for it to go off the cliff.
Yep.
Like they were right there. They actually got all the way down to. Were they in last place?
No.
They
No.
were
They might have got sixth.
second to last.
Yeah, next to last.
Second to last.
And they still they just fought.
Yes.
They just
Yep.
fought. And nobody has doubted except for one game where they seemed to kind of mail it in for some reason. The rest of the season, maybe that was the rock bottom where they've always looked like they've had heart.
Yeah.
Yep.
They want to be out there. They're fighting. They're doing what they can to win. They had one game, and even everybody on Facebook was like, none of them boys wanted to be out there tonight.
Nope.
Not
Nope.
one of them wanted to go play hockey tonight.
Something was
and
going
I know
on.
that they read that because a bunch of their families are all on those pages. I'm sure that all gets back to them, and they go back and probably watch the tape and go, damn, we did not show up.
Set the tone.
That's right. You got to set the tone, boys.
tone.
Set the tone, boys.
Yeah, it's been a minute since I've been to a game. I'm looking forward to getting
So
out
for
Yeah,
you were
yeah.
new season ticket holders this year. So
Yeah.
the ones that you did go to so far, what did you think?
I mean, very entertaining, fun crowd.
It's a great
Fun to
time.
be
And you've
there.
not been a hockey guy.
No,
Yeah.
no, not at all. Yeah,
I forget. Are you a Colts season ticket holder?
Yes.
I thought so. Yeah.
I am. Yeah.
Yep.
yeah.
And
I
this
mean,
was just
just
totally different experience,
Yeah,
isn't
just much more intimate experience, smaller venue. The engagement with people around you is there. It's better.
Not
it's
a bad seat in the house.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's when they're playing not to par. That's frustrating. Like any fan, you want to see your team dominate. If you don't, you're crazy. And there's
Yeah.
just going to be nights with as many games as they play, they're not going to be on. Sometimes they're not going to be on, but just
always fun.
yeah, I've enjoyed it.
It's always
been a
fun to go.
Season. Yeah.
We found out that one of the owners of Four Fingers
Sits right behind
sits
you.
right behind us,
Yeah.
Nice.
which is
It's
kind of
so,
hilarious.
Yeah, it's so
That's
funny.
awesome.
I know we've had conversations with them
Yeah.
with small batch.
And Todd's wife,
Yeah.
is it Lisa, I think, is her name?
Yes.
Yeah, she's kind of more involved in the
Yes,
distillery.
that
So
is
she
true,
was at the
yeah.
game at the last Fuel game, the Wednesday night game. She came with Todd because normally he brings, I don't remember if that's his son or his nephew, Connor, that comes with him, or buddy. I don't remember the relationship there, but yeah, his wife was there last game, and we were chatting quite a bit. She said she just met with Small Batch.
Yeah, she did.
A couple days prior.
Yeah.
It's fun. You cannot bring your outside liquor into the arena, into Fisher's Event Center.
Right.
But there might be High Bank Cigar Batch there tonight from somebody that sits behind us. I don't think anybody from the Fuel listens to this. So.
Why you
High
gotta
Bank
throw people
Cigar?
under the bus like that?
Yes, but apparently it's not Amberana, so that's okay.
I
All
think I
right.
did hear about that.
Nobody's had it?
Were you
High
talking-
Bank Cigar Batch?
No, I've
I
never
haven't tried it yet. It's
Okay.
out, but I haven't tried it.
Well, we might be able to have access to it tonight.
Yeah, there should be.
I think they were doing similar to Magnus. They were doing the
first-
sherry,
Yes, something like
cognac,
that.
Armagnac,
cigar
something like that.
blend.
Yeah.
There's 3 releases that I still don't think they've happened yet with High Bank, but their Indiana Liquor Group did 3 barrel picks with them. Those are going to
I
be the
saw that,
first couple
yeah.
drops. Yeah.
That'll be cool.
Yeah, and as soon as they're available, we're going to be getting them in here too.
definitely.
So
Yeah.
Are we going
We'll
to
definitely
keep
have
drinking
some
this
on
whiskey?
track.
Because I'm happy
I
with
hope
that.
so.
whatever
Yeah.
you want.
Somebody want to pass the blend bottle, the 50-50? Because I'll
That's the gold
I'll just
label,
take
yeah.
more of that.
Yeah, we'll drink Kevin's bottle for you.
Shout out Kevin again.
Thanks, Kevin. Appreciate that.
Well, yeah.
I'm going to a hockey game, so Janelle can drive.
You got to get.
She doesn't drink at the games because unfortunately
here,
the
everybody.
Gene's here, everybody.
Hey, Gene.
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 Gene's our boy.
Yep. Gene from Harris. Let's do a readout for
Yeah,
for
let's
Harris
let's
before
go
I
do the
drink too
Harris.
much.
Yes.
Stand by.
You're gonna have to bring some music up because we should.
Little mood going.
Can you do both at the same time? You're a producer, shouldn't
I
you?
can
be?
do both at the same
He
time.
usually
Yeah.
points at someone else and
You
says,
really
"Do
had to ask
this."
that question.
Yeah.
This guy is a multi-talented.
I
Yeah.
know he
Mike-
is.
Michael
He
Burke.
is.
I am so talented.
Yes,
Wait, you don't
yes,
want to
he
listen to
is.
that one though. Hold on a second. Let me get
Yeah,
the
he's
right
over there
music
playing
in there.
Gallica. You just didn't know.
Yeah.
Call
Oh,
back
let's
to
see.
Marvel. I'm good. Thank
Yeah,
you.
we're going to be
I
doing
said play "It's Still Raining" by Johnny Lang because it's been raining forever.
And we only have 2 days left.
2 more days of rain, and then we got snow.
Yeah. Then there's snow coming. So.
Yeah, you got,
All right, here we go.
some music here. I'm waiting for the music.
This is what you get.
Okay. Experience the thrill of live harness racing action at Harrah's Hoosier Park Racing and Casino now through November 29th. To go along with live racing, guests can enjoy free-to-play nightly handicapping contests, great dining at our outlets, in addition to slots and table games in our casino. Visit www.harrahshoosierpark.com for more information. Also, try the Homestretch Steakhouse. Well, that took a turn. Actually, I do want to call out the Homestretch Steakhouse.
It's
For
great.
those that don't know, it's fantastic. Great food there. Gene was
Yep.
telling us. Actually, I think it was who's the GM? What was his name? It was like Gary, Gabe, something like that.
Hey, Gene.
Hey, Gene.
Gene.
Gene, can you hear us?
What's your new GM's name?
What's your GM's name?
Food.
Your GM? No, not the food. Who's your mate? Your GM?
the new
your
GM? Horse racing.
Gabe. It is Gabe.
Yeah,
We were
Okay.
close.
Thank you.
I think Gabe was calling out about the Homestretch Steakhouse and talking about
Yeah.
how they've got a bunch of new menu items. So
Yeah.
definitely, I'm looking for it. I'm going to go try it. Definitely going to go do it one of these nights. Probably
It's a
a
great
Friday or
time.
Saturday.
I will
Well, I got a
say,
gift card, so-
I think here in 2 weeks, or maybe next week. I can't remember which week it is now. Wednesday night racing is going to be starting back up.
Oh, there we go.
So we can do Wednesday nights, and then Tuesdays don't start till June 24th.
Yeah, it was late June. We thought it was early June, but it's
I
late.
did too, yes. It's June 24th. So we'll probably initially start out going on Wednesdays, then we'll switch it up to Tuesdays. So
Yeah, heck yeah.
Right on.
Well, this place is filling up, so we should probably start consolidating.
break it
so
down.
can
Yeah,
get
we
more
still got
people
to
in
do our
here.
members only real quick.
Yeah,
so,
we got to do
Yeah,
members
let's do
only
that
real
real
quick,
fast,
So
Yeah.
we're gonna
All right.
pop out of
So
here.
this is the Aladino event. Are we closing out with the Aladino song?
we should.
We are.
We are closing out with
man.
the Aladino song.
We're going to follow you guys. Go, Mike.
You can follow me at both the Visual Spencer Lees, and don't forget to follow the Final Third podcast.
You follow me at Scotty D Smokes.
I'm at Moto Photo Will on Instagram.
I'm at Cocky Wolverine, and don't forget, look for Circle City 50/50 Club out
Oh,
there
yeah.
in stores. And if you're going to New Harmony, or not New Harmony, but just Harmony.
Just Harmony.
Harmony Liquor Box for their single barrel.
Yeah.
There you go.
And you can follow me everywhere, Final Third Cigar. Look forward to seeing you guys out here soon. And if you're listening to this live, get out here for this Aladino event. It's going to be a
Now.
great time. So
Do it.
see you guys soon. Cheers.
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 Verizon, you fucking suck.